Am I on the air? Am I being received loud and clear? But my name isn't John Sinclair. Hold on. Wait before you light the flare. I feel like I'm. No, I don't have a rhyme for that one. I don't have a rhyme for it. I apologize. Greetings, everyone. It is I, your one and only host. Whoops, my bad. My bad. Let's try that again. Greetings, everyone. It is I, your one and only host, the Cosmic Jedi. Welcome back to the channel. Doing a very raw live, not with the camera, but with the camera on my phone. I was going to upload a video yesterday saying I was live at the theater or cinema with my brother, getting hyped a little bit hyped to see the Deadpool and Wolverine movie. Let me just start off by saying what everyone else is saying, even though I don't want to say it, but it's like you have to mention it because people are like, oh my God, I think that's one of the best parts. If one of the best parts of your movie is a cameo from one or two or more characters, I mean, that speaks for itself, man. I didn't enjoy the movie. I did not enjoy the movie at all. I like the cameos. In a pocket universe in my mind, I want to see what Henry Cavill um looks like as Wolverine. As a movie, not as a cameo, not as a teaser, not as an Elseworld thing. I actually want to see a full movie with Henry Cavill as the Wolverine. That was pretty cool. The different variants of Wolverine was cool. All those side things were cool. They were fine. The cameo for Blade, that's the one that got the most reaction from me. Even the cinema we went to, although we went to a late showing, didn't get much of a buzz when Blade showed up. Everyone else, yes. Johnny Storm, I guess. I mean, if you were to give me, again, like I mentioned, if I was to choose from all the cameos we got, I would say Blade, number one for me. If I'm remembering them correctly. Henry Cavill's Wolverine, number two for me. X-23, I don't feel that was a cameo because of the way the left end of the movie as well. Um, well, I guess I should say this though. This will be a spoiler discussion, not a review, just a discussion about the movie. I'm not going to go in depth yet. I'm going to have to watch it again, unfortunately. Then when I do a part two, I'll do an in-depth review. But for now, this video is just me doing my quick review or however long this video would be. It wasn't a fun experience for me. It felt like Flash from the DC universe. This Deadpool felt like Flash for me. And one of my friends saw this like last week and they gave their review, told me they prefer one and two. And I prefer one over two. I'll watch both of them, but I know I'll be skipping scenes in part two. One thing I do always want to mention, and I want to add that in this review. I know movies are subjective, right? Not objective. And that's natural. But in terms of what we can all collectively agree on is a good movie. I feel my list, my go-to list, it doesn't matter what ranking it is, doesn't matter what placement these movies are on this list. I always go to Terminator 2. Not saying one is bad, just saying when we all sit down and go Terminator 2 and people go, ooh, that reaction you give and get. Someone has joined. Oh, greetings, greetings, greetings. Hello, hello, Lisa. Hello, team dog. That feeling you get when you mention a movie or a good TV show. When you mention a cartoon theme song, X-Men cartoon theme song, oh yeah, it goes in hard. That reaction you get. We can all agree that even though you love anime, I prefer manga or I prefer traditional cartoons, despite our preferences, we can still agree collectively that there's a particular thing you and I can watch together and say that was a beautiful experience. Even though you like comedies more than action, you and I can still say, yo, I know I like comedies more than action, but Terminator 2 was awesome. RoboCop 1. Doesn't matter what year or what era these movies came out. And I feel collectively we should agree on a a top 10 list, again, doesn't matter. Maybe I shouldn't say a top 10 list, a list of 10 movies that we can all agree on that these are agreeable, collectively agreeable that these movies are beautiful experiences. Meaning, maybe you should even give criteria. It doesn't matter what genre it is, comedy, horror, drama, whatever it is, sci-fi. And I feel the one thing most importantly on that list or the criteria should be rewatchability. Came out in 1992, came out in 1982, and we'll watch it in 2024. So rewatchability has to be at least number one on top of that list. Then, just for extra adage, if you're watching this movie, whatever movie's on this list we all agree on, are you skipping forward or skipping backwards? I'm going to give an example of Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. My brother and I love those movies, but I love both of those movies, but I prefer Infinity War because Infinity War had this kick throughout the whole movie and it didn't let us breathe in a good way. Even when we had a little downtime, we were anticipating and hoping things still pan out good for the heroes. I'm not hoping I'm too loud. And let me know if you guys can hear me properly, by the way. Top 10, I guess, Lisa, but I don't want to say top 10 and make people think number one is the best movie on this list of 10 movies and then 10 is the worst one. I keep hitting this table. What I want to get across is, some people have their guilty pleasure movies, guilty pleasure TV shows, guilty pleasure cartoons. We're all entitled to that. I want us to be honest with ourselves and each other and have at least 10 movies. Even if it's a franchise, for example, like Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, we can all agree on saying Lord of the Rings, oof. And even when people say, oh, how about Hobbit? Hobbit is cool. But because we know Hobbit came after Lord of the Rings, can we agree that Lord of the Rings trilogy is a beautiful package? Like just a beautiful from beginning, middle to end. We can discuss and say one was nice, two was good, but in certain areas of part three it slowed down a bit. We can at least say that after. But let's just collectively say, do you all agree that Lord of the Rings trilogy is correct? Cool. A lot of people online are saying this movie is good. It's awesome. And every time I'm hearing most of these people, or some of these people say, I don't say most, as if I've watched all the videos on the internet. Oh, the movie is so beautiful. The cameos. Bro. Cameos don't make a movie. Talking about the story, the sensibility in the story, the character decisions in the story, act 1, 2, and 3. If I remove one or two things from your movie, does it still stand on its own? Is the story still comprehensible all the way through? Meaning, if you tweak one or two things, is it still a movie to be watched? If not, then there's something off with your movie. Cameos don't make a movie. And even if characters come to partake in the movie based on their cameos, that's not the main purpose of the movie. We came here to see two characters based on how the movie was marketed to us. We can sit down and say, well, you had expectations. Scratch all that. Kevin Feige is very good at lying, I've noticed, sadly. I thought that dude was one of the good guys out there in terms of when you say you're doing something, you follow through. And there are a lot of people out there like me who were holding on to Marvel because of how they pulled off certain movies in the long list of movies that came out all the way to Infinity War and Endgame. Again, since we're talking about Marvel, Deadpool Wolverine, again, I feel we should all collectively agree in this whole list of movies they've released, minus the Disney Plus shows. We're not talking about those yet. From the first Iron Man movie to Endgame, can we agree on that there are some movies that came out that didn't really bang? Thor 2, for example. Collectively, we all like, yo, Thor 1 was cool because it was the first of its kind. But Thor 2 was not the one. And then which one came out? The third one was Ragnarok, right? I think that's the one everyone, even I was like, yo, that should, it felt like that should have been the first one and then you climb upwards. But 2 was, nah. 2 is not the one. For me, I feel I didn't like, I don't even know what you're saying there, Lisa. I can't understand. I feel I didn't like, production by Disney Plus Brothers. Who has better animation? Team Dog. Oh, dude, Warner Brothers easily. Warner Brothers easily has better animation than Marvel. Are you kidding me, dude? I'm still watching, or should I say, I'm still rewatching Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. That's how awesome that cartoon series is. Not even was. And the new ones now, they feel there's something off about the new ones for me. And I don't want to speak for people. For me, when I'm experiencing these things, again, that rule of do I skip forward or am I so locked in? I'm rewinding because that line was so dope. I got to take it back. That fighting was so dope. I got to take it back. If I'm skipping forward in your movie, then it means as a package, there's something off about it. Something, it's either too slow in one point or not enough happens in certain points, so I'm having to skip forward. Whereas when we're seeing it for the first time in the cinema, we're at the there's a term I'm trying to use. We're locked in. We have no control over skipping back or skipping forward. The first Avengers movies, when it came out, when Iron Man and Captain America did that combo attack, when Iron Man did the beam and Captain America rebounded the beam from the chest onto the shield onto the Chitauri, dude. Out of many other scenes in that one movie, I went back to the cinema to see that movie again just to experience that. It went by so quick, and my mind registered it. I was like, dude, did we just see what this? There was no way that happened. It was so awesome. I was like, nah, maybe. I don't think Tony made a mistake. It was so beautiful. There was no pre-discussion to say, yo, Cap, I'm about to do a vio beam from the chest, or what's the thing called in the chest? I can't remember it. Arc reactor beam. When I shoot it out, make sure you bounce it off with your shield. There was no prior discussion. It just happened so organically. I was like, dude, I think we missed that. I think we all reacted in the cinema for the first time. Everyone was like, whoa, and it was so loud that the next scene that happened, we didn't even hear the dialogue. I had to go and see that movie again just to see that scene occur out of many other scenes in that whole movie that was just beautiful. The Thor and Hulk fight, beautiful. There are other things that Thor did, that Hulk did. I was like, dude, just watching it again and taking it in the second time so it's slower. You're not skipping scenes forward. I'm skipping back. Especially now it's on Blu-ray and DVD and digital. I'm like, dude, one more time. Rewind that. One more time. Rewind it again. Whereas when it comes to Endgame now, I'm skipping scenes. But again, because we're seeing it for the first time in the cinema, I'm locked. I have no control. So I'm under the what word am I? I'm looking for a particular word or phrase. Like, I don't know why it's not coming to my mind, but it's like you're locked in. I can't find it. Anyway, so it's like I have no choice but to watch the whole thing play through. Whereas now I have full control over it because it's digital. Then I can just say, you know what? There was a few scenes in the movie that I didn't really enjoy whilst at the cinema, but I have no choice. I have to watch it play through. Whereas Infinity War, from Banner in Hulk mode. I hope you guys have seen this, by the way. I should have said spoilers. Spoilers for any Marvel movies from now on. Any and all Marvel movies or a lot of movies. Spoilers. It's a spoiler discussion anyway. So if you've seen Deadpool and you're here, then cool. Tony being approached by Doctor Strange at the park when he was with Pepper Potts, saying Banner's back and somebody's coming to tear that ass up on Earth. He's about to just murk. If he doesn't find the stone, he's going to annihilate this planet. There's a planet killer being coming. Not Galactus, but like he's taking over planets or he's destroyed planets. He's coming here, and we are no way equipped to deal with this guy compared to other planets who have advanced technology, advanced heroes, yada yada yada. So all that stuff is just occurring in the movie, and you're not getting a breather. Even when you get the downtime, you're still palpitating like, God, dude, are they even gonna make it? You're hoping this movie ends with, God damn it, you're hoping this movie ends with the heroes winning. This is only one time Kevin didn't lie when he said this is Thanos' movie. Even though you're going to see the Avengers, this is Thanos' movie, meaning he's going to get what he wants. Some movies, when a villain sets a bomb to go off, the heroes always tend to dismantle the bomb at the last second. There's some people out there who are like, sometimes I want to see the movie where it plays out that the bombs go off, people die, and now it's like, oh, the clock is ticking to really stop this guy while trying to disarm other bombs. I think Die Hard 3 pulls that off to an extent. I think, if I remember it very well. Yeah, it does, because yeah, different explosions. So that one just kept the police really busy. But then, Bruce Willis's character, I can't remember his name, being how he was written is like, this feels like it's a distraction for something, but it still kept them on their toes. So where you're used to movies like, yeah, the villain says he's going to do something, but never gets to do it. But in Die Hard 3, bombs were going off left, right, and center. In Infinity War, Thanos said, "I'm coming to collect these stones, and I'm going to snap my fingers." You're like, okay, he's got like 4 stones. Hopefully, he doesn't get the other 2. Then he gets all the stones. You're like, oh my god, he better not. Then he does it, and you're left in the theater like, no way. No, 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 no. Someone's gonna come and do a rewind time thing. Each step they were putting obstacles in front of him to stop him, and he wasn't coming across. He didn't. His thing wasn't. I'm on this mission to get these stones, and I can't wait to relish in destroying anyone that comes in my path. In fact, the stones are secondary. The primary thing I want to do is just bathe in all of your blood, wherever comes my way. Whatever planet I go to, whether it's Xandar, wherever planet I go to where the stones are hidden, I can't wait to just drink all your blood of all the different beings who think they can stop me. His thing is, I want to do what I came here to do with these stones. Now, whoever gets in my way, I'm going to shift left, right, and center. Even when he got to Earth and he was going after the Soul Stone in Vision's head, at that point, when Captain America and everyone else went at him or charged at him in Wakanda, he just shifted one here, moved that one sideways. He buried that one on the ground, just showing that whole. You know what? I get it. I get what you guys are trying to protect your planet, but I'm beyond that. I'm still here to do my thing. I'm here for this. I ain't got time for you. You can distract. Okay, cool. Oh, look. Oh, wow. New shield. Oh, Wakanda suits. Oh, okay, whatever. I'm here for this thing, baby. I don't care nothing else. So he didn't kill each one that came at him. Even when Captain America came at him and he's like, "Oh, you're pretty strong," punch him to the face. I appreciate. What you're doing is commendable. You're supposed to defend your planet from someone like me. What you're doing is you're meant to do what you're meant to do. I'm here to do what I'm meant to do, and he pulled it off. He pulled it off. My brother and I, we were gobsmacked. I was like, "Yo!" Even the scene where he put on Titan, when he put the nano blade in Tony, dude, I wailed. I screamed out, no! I wailed. It was so involuntary. I was like, no, 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 no. You can kill Hawkeye, you can kill Black Widow, whatever. I mean, I love all of them, but I'm like, you are not gonna kill the main dudes. You will not. You won't. You just won't. I wailed. And then the movie cut after the snapping. I was like, yo. Oh my God. Did this dude just pull off? I said, nah. That's what I'm saying when it comes to all of us agreeing what is a good movie. Then we have to have this list of 10 movies where we all agree. Whether you're in China, whether you're in Japan, whether you prefer comedy only, you hate action, you hate blood, you hate gore, you hate horror movies, but your boyfriend or your partner or your brother or your sister or whoever you came in contact with got you to see the Marvel movies. Oh, no, sorry, not Marvel. Got you to see this particular movie or these particular movies, and you're like, yo, that's a good movie. And I don't like action that much. I love comedy, but that's a good movie. Meaning, whatever culture we're from, whatever background we're from, this list of 10 movies, it's like a passport or passcode to we agree eye to eye, mind to mind, heart to heart, soul to soul. Yeah? Yeah? Cool. Now, based on the criteria of these movies, this top 10 movies, or this list of 10 movies, all these other movies that have come out, Disney Plus shows, do they match one criteria out of a list of criteria we'll agree upon from this list of 10 movies? No? Then can we agree that this is not a good movie? No one should say, no, saying no one should say sounds like I'm controlling how people should talk. I went on the internet looking for the regular people on the regular, when I say the regular, the known heavy spoilers, Emergency Awesome, Jeremy Johns, New Rockstar, I know they're going to do the comic breakdown, and I'm tired of those channels, to be honest. As much as I respect what they're doing, I went to watch a movie, and I finished watching the movie. Someone telling me, oh, the hair color in this movie of this character is white, but in the comics, actually blue and purple. I don't care what it is in the comics because the people who took from the comics saw the visual of this character in the comics and decided to change the hair from blue and purple to white in the movie means they've disregarded what is in the comics. That's just the aesthetics. Then saying, oh, by the way, even though the character in the movie said he's married to some lady called I don't know, Tenkara. Tenkara is actually the name of a goddess in the comic. I don't care. I don't. It's good what they're doing because you're adding more backstory, but the backstory has been ignored and changed up for the movie. And this is a character they've introduced into the MCU moving forward. So whatever you say in regards to the comics, what you're doing as a channel, I'm not trying to shite on anyone's channel about the comic breakdown and whatnot. I'm not trying to do that. If they're doing that before the movie comes out, I feel that one is sweet. But it can be misleading because I've fallen for that multiple times from New Rockstar to Emergency Awesome. I've fallen for that multiple times because the stories they'll pull from in the comics, I'm like, yo, out of the 10 stories or 15 or 25 stories these guys have mentioned from the comics, if Marvel picks one of those 25, that movie's going to sound dope. Marvel ignores all possible aspects of that story and creates their own thing. So now I'm left like, okay, well, I love this channel, but I'm now stuck like, okay, so this can't be my go-to channel when it comes to information about comic book movies that are being made or being shot right now, because the information they give us is nice. And I'm like, what this guy's just mentioned, based on the 25 stories in that comic, based on this character or characters, I'm looking forward to seeing any of the 25. Where Marvel, who has taken aspect of this character, makes the movie, I'm like, I'm better off just watching this and watching the imagination of the movie played in my head and not watch the movies anymore because there's no correlation. You've just taken the name of the character, name of the I don't know, character and the superheroes, and that's it. What you've put on screen, you've not even at least minimum taking quarter of one story, quarter of another story, and then put on screen. Now the caveat is, well, we can't make a movie based on the 25 stories because all these comic book fans, as much as we love them, they're going to spoil it for the newcomers. They might have friends who don't know about the comics. They might have lovers who they're married to and children. They might even have YouTube channels, and they'll just go online and say, oh, well, we know Marvel is going to make this movie. Here is all the possible. So you don't want people to spoil your movie because of the fans or the comic book readers. So you want to tweak things. Fine. Of course. Makes sense. Because if you're going to follow a comic book story word for word, beat for beat, before it comes out and you've already announced it and you're shooting the movie, people are going to spoil the crap out of it. There's some douchebags out there. I don't even know where they come from. I don't know what factory God makes these douchebags. There are douchebags out there who will spoil the movie before it's made because they know they're copying from or they're taking from a particular story. So I get that you're protecting, but a list of 25 possible stories, that's like having 25 numbers and the possible combination of a password out of 25 stories. You couldn't pick one and tweak it here and there, just maybe 5. Pick 5 and model the whole thing up, but make it cohesive for newcomers. So that way, even the fans who know the 25 stories, you'll be like, yo, hold on a minute. The trailer didn't even, it feels like they're pulling from, I don't even know what they're doing anymore. It is doable. You will not tell me it is not doable. Going back to my previous conversation, give me a list of 10 movies we can all agree on is a good movie. So I'm going to steer clear away from New Rockstar and Emergency Awesome when it comes to Marvel stuff. Any other things, I'm watching. Jeremy Johns, any other things, cool. And Jeremy too, Jeremy be low-key, he will crap on one thing. Like when the Acolyte series, Star Wars Acolyte came out, he and other people like myself, it's funny, when that one came out, a lot of people agreed on that this is trash Star Wars. Funny how that happens. When it comes to agreeing on something you love, I love Deadpool, I love Wolverine, but the story you've given these characters to play in, is it a good story? Oh, dude, Deadpool 3, man, the cameos. Ain't nobody asked you about the cameos. Is it a good story? You can't spell story with cameos. Story. Cameos are secondary. If you remove the stories and put the cameos and how long the cameos were for, is that a movie? The movie was what, an hour and a half or 2 hours or whatever. So the movie is this length. The cameos fit in here. The movie starts from here, ends here. You can't even see the beginning and the end. I've moved so fast. This is where it started. This is where it ended. This is the cameo. So when your review starts with the cameos were awesome, is this the movie? No. This is the movie from here to here. You can see where my hand is starting and ending. I'm so pissed off. So pissed. Let me woosah this thing. Let me go back to your comments. See your comments coming through. Where is Lisa? Is this a bot? I think Lisa's a bot. I don't understand where it's like it's not. I don't know. I'm even hesitating. Let me carry on. I want to save this live and get it over real quick. Yeah, did enjoy it, man. Cameos are cool, but I didn't come to watch a movie for the cameos alone. If the cameos made the movie, then the movie wouldn't be called Deadpool Wolverine. We'd call Deadpool Cameos and Wolverine, or Cameos Deadpool 3/Wolverine, or something. Blade was the best cameo for me. For me, Blade was the best cameo. The fighting was very bad when it came to, pardon me, what's the name? X-23, Gambit, Blade, and Elektra. The camera work at the first time where they all came out of the car to fight the bad guys at whatever her name is, the bald Xavier's sister's hideout. Trash. Very bad. Very, very bad. I didn't get it. I didn't get what was going on there because they were driving towards the location, towards Ant-Man's buddy's dead corpse hideout thing. Cassandra could see them. Cassandra Nova, that's her name. And even when the trailers came out for the first time, the first trailer came out, I was like, okay, so they're introducing a powerful mutant who's supposed to be Xavier's twin. We got the second trailer, and I said to myself, there's no way. I thought it was like a misdirect. I thought there was a main villain in the show or in the movie, and Cassandra was like a secondary villain. Because I was like, if you're going to fight someone like Cassandra, dude, there are a lot of people who can even get close to Xavier in the movie. If we're talking about comics, I bet Xavier's died 1,000 times in the comics. That's the whole point of a comic book story. You're supposed to go all out and do all the what ifs and multiple universes and infinite universes, infinite realities, multiverse. That's the whole point of comics. It's anything goes. But if we're sticking to the movie lore and the movie rules, I don't remember what mutant or mutants has gotten close except Stryker. But even Stryker didn't want to kill Xavier alone. He wanted to use Xavier as a puppet to have him controlled in X-Men 2. Yeah, so that way, but that's a long-winded plan. That's the only guy I can say you got close. That's the only one I can say you somehow got, like if you wanted to shoot Xavier that day, you could have done it. But still, you had to get him drugged first. But nah, I don't want to make it too long. Because that's going too extra. So when I saw her doing what she was doing to Wolverine in the trailer when she was controlling his body, I was like, nah, you won't convince me that you're going to fight this guy. No way. No one is going to fight a telepath who can not only mess with you internally in your head, but externally. Then this is not the main villain. Until I watched the movie and realized, well, I guess she's the main villain apart from the other side character who was so annoying. And you're supposed to take him serious. I sadly have to watch this again. I have to find a way to watch it without. Yeah. Sadly have to watch this again so I can do a secondary review. I'm going to do a third one too. Then I'll do a breakdown beat by beat and story plot by plot, just how things didn't move cohesively. Because if you remove a few things from this movie, you have no movie. You just have a random experience with cameos. Henry Cavill's Wolverine, I want to see that as a movie. I know they won't do it, Well, I assume they won't do it. The probability of them doing it is too low. Too low. Blade coming back. What's the type coming back as Blade? I'm not going to argue with that. Blade 3 was the worst movie. Blade 1 and 2 were beautiful. I feel Blade 2 was actually the better one than 1. Or was 1 better than 2? No, I think I enjoyed 2 more than 1. I enjoyed 1, but when 2 came out, there was more going on. I was like, okay, this is a sweeter experience, even though part 1 was a sweet experience. Also with the X-23, everyone keeps talking about Logan being one of the best movies that Hugh Jackman did as Wolverine. But I've rarely heard people not mention X-23 when they're talking about Logan. So you brought her back in this movie, and we don't get a good enough amount of time spent on her action scenes, just the same way you put a combination of characters in Infinity War. We all got to see everyone shine in their own respective scenes and when they were fighting against Thanos. We all got to see them do their thing. No matter how short it was, the camera work was clean. There was one scene where they were all fighting together and the camera work was so short. I was like, no. Nah, surely you guys didn't. You co-signed this? You took this to test screenings and this was fine? You guys was just satisfied with this final output saying this is good. Why are we seeing people do shaky cam fight scenes with X? If you were doing some random character like Johnny Storm, fine. I don't really care about Johnny Storm. Oh, Chris Evans showed up as Johnny Storm. Oh, what a cool cameo. Dude, did you people go to the movie to see a good story or just watch things occur like flash on screen? It's flashing. They'll look flashing, purple, green, pink, and that's a good movie. That's how you guys get screwed over easily. Or people like me get screwed over more than you guys. You guys are just fine with whatever. Nah, this was a very, very poor movie. Poor movie. Blade was the only cameo that got me vocally expressing my excitement. The other ones was like, X-23, I saw that in the trailer. That was almost like a dumb moment. Like, of course she's going to be in it. Even when they didn't show in the trailer, I was like, she better be in it. Especially if you're going to reference Logan's movie so much, she has to be in it. So it made sense that she was in there. At least they kept her. But instead of me, I didn't want to come out and do a review and say, I'm glad they kept Wolverine at the end of the movie. I'm glad they kept X-23, so we're going to see more of them. I want to see them now and look forward to more of them. This was your chance. You brought Daphne Keane back older. What new moves has she got? What new combos does she have now? She's grown. She's a lot older. You brought someone who we fell in love with in the Logan movie, and she did a great job. Not only good job, a great, excellent job in the Logan movie. Then you bring her back, and we don't get to see the exact same ass-kicking action level that you gave us in Logan. You couldn't replicate the same thing in this movie. I can't even remember the scene she was in, like her action scenes. I know at one point she slid across the floor where she cut Juggernaut's ankle, and she kicked someone with her blade in the shoe, in her feet or shoe, and that was about it. That's all I remember. Whereas the Logan movie, dude, when she took that guy's head off, when she jumped and cut someone's chest and then on the back, and then she jumped off the back of Logan. Oh my God. What? Memorable scenes, man. Memorable scenes. Whereas this one is just lackluster. I'm done with these dudes, man. I'm just gonna be watching anytime these particular channels review any Marvel movie, Marvel TV show. I bet they're gonna be on the balls of Agatha Harkness when that comes out as well. Oh, great TV show. People are just misusing these words. Great. I think Lord of the Rings is something you give great. You don't just throw great to anything. I think Logan is what you give great. Great. God damn. I mean, I'm not saying you should control how people use their words, but you can't just misuse words. You confuse people. And sometimes some people trust or they feel so connected to these other people who happen to be YouTubers. If Jeremy says the movie is good, I'm going to see it. If Emergency Awesome says this movie was really good, I'm definitely going to see it. And you could argue no one should ever base their movie going experience on someone else's review. Well, we've been doing it for a very long time as human beings. If my brother likes a movie, then it's because we're both alike. If my sister loves this movie, then I'm gonna like it because we're both alike. If my mother likes a movie, if my father likes a movie, because we're both alike. And if it's not family because we share the same blood, my friend and I have a particular love for certain movies. We both have an agreeable list of movies we both feel are dope movies. So when he says, "Yo, let's go see this thing together," I'm going. Or if he sees it before me and I'm busy, he's like, "Yo, I saw it, man. I'm not even gonna say nothing. Go catch." In fact, I'm gonna see it twice. I'm gonna see it with you, so that way we can see it together and talk about it. Or let me let you go watch it on your own, catch the vibes, and then holler back. We talk about it. We do a podcast or something. So there are a lot of human beings out there who have that same feeling of vibe when it comes to Jeremy Johns, New Rockstar, or Emergency Awesome. They have that connection. It's a number of people who have that connection with all these people I just mentioned. So when they say movie is beautiful, they're gonna watch it. Even if they're like, I'm never gonna see this movie when it comes out. But let me just go and hear what these guys are saying about it first. So they trust their review. And everyone's saying the cameos, the cameos, the cameos. The movie's not called Deadpool Cameos Wolverine or Cameos Wolverine and Deadpool. It's Deadpool and Wolverine. And the story for the second movie, for example, Cable, made sense. That was a beautiful movie. There was weight to that. Cable had to come back to do what he did. Cable had to come back. I keep hitting this thing. Cable had to come from the future with the time travel gizmo device to do what he did. That it, especially after what happened in his timeline, that's why. So whatever is occurring in our current timeline with Deadpool, if it pans out a particular way, that future happens. So Cable has to come back, especially because it's personal for Cable. He's pissed off. Especially after what happened to his family, he's pissed the fuck off. So now he has to come and undo that thing. And to undo that, I better stop this as a child. And many would argue, yo, that'd be a quick thing for me. You mean if I stop this one dude, this as a child now, I'm saving millions of lives in the future? It's easy maths. We call that quick maths. Easy maths. One guy? No. Whereas Deadpool's like, yo, I hear that. But Cable didn't come back to come and see, let me see what happened in his childhood. What childhood trauma did he go through? Well, did he have a loving mother? Oh, he grew up in an orphanage. So that was a beautiful, beautiful way of weaving in the whole tapestry of the movie. So that way you're not watching nonsense on screen. Beautiful. It's a superhero movie, but there's a subtext of abuse, child abuse. The aftermath of all this thing this guy got put through amongst other children who went through hell as well, they're going to then carry out that anger and hate and pain on the world. And it's not their fault. It's the fault of this particular organization or people like this organization or wicked people who have wicked minds. Funny how they're attacking children. They wouldn't go after Juggernaut because they're not superpowered. They're posing as an orphanage to help children, but you're torturing children. Now, who's the real villain? The Cable who's coming to kill a child from the future? The child who becomes a pyromaniac in the future? Or grown men and women who are lying to the public, creating this organization as an orphanage, and saying they're protecting and looking after children who have special abilities and they're helping. You're no X-Men. You're no Xavier. You're no Magneto. At least Magneto would train you on how to use your powers, but will never put you through pain and suffering, especially after what Magneto went through. Nah. He might not pull off an Xavier, but he will nurture you in the best way he knows how to. He will train with you, give you a one-on-one, and then train you with other Omega level mutants as well in his posse. But his mark is no one will ever challenge you, because now you're capable of looking after yourself, and not only that, your fellow mutants. Whereas Xavier's spin would be yourself, your fellow mutants, and other human beings who may not or do not have the power to protect themselves. That's where Magneto draws the line. I don't really care about all these humans. As far as I'm concerned, they're capable of doing disorderly things, hence the orphanage. So someone saying, yeah, if I was Cable, I'd come back from the future to kill this guy if I'm going to save a million people. Easy maths. But at least Deadpool is the one saying, look further, look deeper and see what's causing this, why this guy has become. Hence, don't. What happens to you when you kill a child to save a million people in the future? Are you fine with your conscience, even though you know this guy has grown up to become someone who's killed a lot of mutants and humans, and you're a child? Can you live with that? Again, it's an easy maths. Million people over one child? Yes, please. But maybe the focus should be on all these kind of groups who are posing as organizations looking after children. You can break down that movie and say allegory here, allegory there. Beautiful movie about heart and in-depth studying of the human condition, mutant or not, giving second chances, changing from selfishness to being of service to others as each other, not just as one person. Oh, because you learned a lesson, you should be the one who serves. No, we all serve each other. Beautiful. You can say there's aspects of that in this movie, but this movie felt like it was so noisy. So noisy. Everyone focused on the cameos. And when you're doing that, it feels like someone's dangling a carrot in your face. There was no carrot dangling in my face with Deadpool 1 and 2. Deadpool 1 was such a great story. The cancer thing, let me go to this whole place. This guy just happened to show up and go, oh, you're going through this disease. We can fix it, by the way. You come to our program, we give you the serum, yada, yada, yada. We'll unlock your superhero abilities. And then fast forward, you have the face, you have the whole conundrum. The cancer is always, dude, beautiful. Beautiful. I don't know how much it changed from the comics, but any newcomer coming to this will fall in love with the story because that's a powerful story. Some people are low-key wishing, I wish you could just see his face smooth once again, but that's the whole point. It's like gift and a curse happening at the same time. His powers are the way they are now due to the fast forward pacing of his cancer growth, but it's that whole suffering process unlocked his superpowers. So hence the gift and the curse at the same time. So you want to lose one, then you got to lose the powers. You can't keep the powers and have the healthy body face looking, even though he's not suffering. He's not suffering because the regeneration. It's like the cancer comes. What is it? I can't remember how it works in the first one because it can't go, can it? It's still yeah. I didn't enjoy this movie, man. Did not enjoy this movie at all. It's a shame because I told myself, do not go in with any excitement, no expectation, and all this background noise of Kevin Feige is saying is going to connect to the Marvel universe on a grand scale. He's going to connect to whatever wars, Marvel Wars or Marvel Infinity Wars or whatever it's called. I don't care, to be honest. I don't really care about any. I even said when I did a trailer reaction, I'm not going to see this movie expecting anything further down the line. Thunderbolts, Captain America 4, I genuinely don't care about those movies until I see a good substantial trailer. And even that I'm going to be skeptical about because this trailer was very, very well cut. This trailer was very, very well cut. Wolverine and Deadpool's fight twice, boring. First fight made sense. That was a fight that needed to happen. That was a fight that made sense that needed to happen. The second fight, even when, when Deadpool said it to him in the car, I'm going to fight you now. I was like, oh, it's cheap because you know it's Deadpool and you know he's just going to do random stuff. Is this character a stupid character? Is there any intelligence to him? We know you're doing your funny shtick and fourth wall breaking, but you got to keep a level of intelligence and integrity with the character. Don't just do stuff because it's Deadpool. Let the movie do that. But you as a character, you want to be the driving force of the movie. When he took Wolverine out from his dimension and brought him to the TVA, and then TVA pruned him and then pruned Logan to the void space. When he got up and just impaled him with his claws, I was like, yo, dude, you took me from point A to B and we're here at point C. I'm gonna take your head off. I'm so pissed. I was fine where I was. I'll be arguing with the bartender. Let me have my one drink, then I'll leave you alone. But you brought me here. I don't even know where here is, and it looks like we're stuck here. So I'm gonna fuck your shit up. It made sense that they fought there in the car. No, it was weird too because it's like X23 was tracking them, or I don't know how X23 or whoever brought them to Electra's and they hide. I don't know who tracked them. What it was there a tracking beacon on the car? They never mentioned it. They mentioned that the other Deadpool had a tracking beacon on the car, and they needed the car, but the other Deadpool told X23 and the other gang that they gave it to Wolverine. Or it's yeah, because they were saying that they were driving to find the other people, but the fact that X23 came to find them in the car, then how far away were they from their hideout? That they couldn't just yeah. Unless maybe X23 was patrolling the area and she just thought there were intruders coming to get them, and then they realized it was, or she realized it was Deadpool and Wolverine. Okay, cool. Then we bring them both to the hideout, and then we let them wake up, and then we'll discuss. And then he lost the sleeves of his costume. They didn't explain how that happened, because I thought that happened during the fight. At one point, I thought Wolverine's arms got cut off by a Deadpool, but then I thought to myself, no, it doesn't make sense because he's got his gloves on, his gauntlet on. So how would his arms get cut off? Maybe they cut him off. It grows back. Then he wears the gloves on the other arm. But I was like, nah. The only way you can cut it off is if his sword is made of adamantium, which they are. But I was like, well, so then how did the sleeves come off? Why did the sleeves come off? Anyway, a lot of people will argue that this is just made to sell toys, and that's it. Not a good movie. I'm not happy with it. And I know they won't follow through with Henry Cavill standalone Wolverine movie or Wolverine Adventure. Now, if they said they were doing a Disney Plus Wolverine Adventure starring Henry Cavill, yes, I would watch that. But then again, my excitement would be zero because I don't know what story they're going to put him through. It's one thing to give me a character. Will the story serve the character? Even though you're bringing Wesley Snipe back as Blade, will the story serve the character? We saw what happened to Blade 3. If that can happen to Blade 3, that can happen again and again. We saw what happened to the Wolverine movie. Is it Wolverine Origins? The one with Lee Schreiber as Sabretooth. We saw what happened to that. And even when that happened, I was like, yo, that shouldn't have happened. I don't know how they mess it up. You guys got Wolverine just about right, or very right in all the other movies, all the X-Men movies and whatnot. They're perfect. But now when it comes to making his own standalone movie, you guys were struggling. Then you spoiled Deadpool. What? When people come up with ideas as directors and writers and whatnot, I know some of us can come up with ideas that we feel is really dope. But when you give it out to the public, or you pitch it out to a larger audience, this is what we're going for. Here's why we need the budget. That should have been like, that don't make no sense. But people were satisfied with that, and thankfully, we all collectively agreed on this one, saying that's trash. That's how I want us to be collectively, as different people with our different tastes in movies and different preference in actors and actresses and genre. The same way we're giving fire to Acolyte and giving fire to that Wolverine movie, saying this is trash, let's all collectively agree that this is not a good Deadpool movie. Honestly, not I like the cameos. No, not this. This is not a cameo movie. If it was to be a very short movie, this would be a Disney Plus project. This is a full movie from beginning, middle to end. So don't tell me about cameos. Was this a good movie? Yes or no? Then the second question is, where do you rank this in the whole trilogy of Deadpool movies? Is it at the top, middle, or bottom? Do you leave? Some people will be like, "Oh, I prefer this one to part one." So they'll probably say this is number one, part one is number two, part two is number three. Whereas some people are like, "Well, number one is it just feels like it's the best for me," and then number two again follow through, and number three stays at the bottom. So, and no one talks about Deadpool 2 saying, "Oh, the cameo of Cable." Cable didn't cameo in the movie. Cable is part of the movie. And the Domino, the lady with the luck is the superpower. She didn't cameo in the movie. She's part of the movie. Now, Brad Pitt cameoed as the invisible guy, yeah, but he wasn't part of the. He wasn't integral to the movie. The X Factor team, they showed up, and you could argue that those are cameos, but they were not integral to the movie. The main part of the movie is Deadpool, Cable, the kid with the firepower, and Domino. Those guys were integral to the movie, and Colossus, Juggernaut, and the two girls from the X-Men, Yukio and the other lady, Negasonic Teenager. They were part of the movie to an extent. They showed up at the end. And if you want to say those were cameos is supposed to be someone that just shows up, does a thing, and goes away. But if you remove them from the movie, does your movie still play through? They were integral to certain parts of the movie playing out. When they took out Juggernaut, if they hadn't done that, then the movie would have ended differently. So I can still say they were integral-ish to the movie compared to Cable, Domino, and obviously Deadpool and the little boy. So cameos don't make a movie, man, and we shouldn't be allowing people to get away with with cameos like that. We should not be allowing people to get away with this. It doesn't make sense. It's like it's literally a carrot hanging in my face. You throw in something and people are like, oh yes, cameo. The cameos made the movie. And when you say that, you're not even listening to yourself. You're not hearing yourself. As you said, the cameos made the movie. If you pay attention to it, so that means if I remove the cameos, is this a good movie? The cameos got you excited. So prior to the cameos exciting you, where was your excitement level? Was it here? And was it high or was it below average? Or were you just happy to see stuff on screen? Of course, I was happy to see Wolverine back, but I wanted the story or his inclusion into the story to matter. I wanted things to be more serious to an extent than just all humor. Some of the jokes didn't even land for me. And there are other people who said the same thing when they watched the movie. There were a lot of jokes just went over their head. Some jokes was like, okay, you're just racing. You're not even letting us digest the previous joke or jokes you just made. You've just thrown 3 into the scene, and we're having to try and catch, was that one? Oh, then you giggle. Whereas you want to drop a one-liner at the exact time, exact moment, and let it play through. So that way we can rinse and repeat that same one-liner. We go back to the movie theater just to see that one-liner play out. If I had a remote in my hand watching this movie, I'd have just skipped past all the nonsense. Just like Endgame, like I'm saying. You just want to skip past. And I don't class that to be a good movie. If I want to skip scenes in your movie, that's not what I call a movie. Or a good movie. Sorry, not a movie. I want to run away from what you're showing me. That means I'm not entertained. I'm not entertained. You're not holding my attention, and not that I have a short attention span. You're boring me with stuff. This is just, you're just doing stuff because it's a Deadpool movie. What did you expect a Deadpool movie? Part 2 was freaking good in that aspect. I just really dislike the X Factor because it wasted time. It got people like me excited for no reason, only to just kill them off. I was like, okay, so what was the point of that? If you remove that from your movie, it still plays out nicely. It still has Cable coming back from the future to try and kill this kid to save 1,000 or 1,000,000 people. The story still plays through. So now you've created a hiccup for people like me who are like, oh, this thing was running smooth and there was a little bump here. Why is this here? And just because you as writers find it funny, you're making the movie for yourself to an extent, but come on, it's a plethora of people going to watch your movie across the globe. Whether or not it's not going to be displayed in one country or China or Japan or Russia, majority of the world is going to see this movie. So just because you find something funny doesn't mean we'll all find it funny collectively. When you do your special edition on Blu-ray, then you can say there's a few, extra bits here and there you release, and people are going to buy the Blu-ray anyway, or the 4K version anyway. They don't lose anything. They don't lose anything. You just do a standard release of what you saw in the theater, or exclusive release of what you didn't see in the theater. Whichever one. If someone wants to say, "Oh, this is new bonus stuff," then they'll buy it. Even someone who enjoyed the standard theater release will be like, "Oh, this bonus stuff in this different edition." They buy the different edition because they get to see bonus stuff. Then you include the X Factor in that one. But as a collective thing where we all got to see it, I was like, this is slowing down the movies. It's wasting time. You're here with us. Let's get from here to there and finish the movie. Don't do this inclusion thing, X Factor. You got us excited. Then they all died some really stupid deaths, and people laughed because it was funny. I didn't find it funny. I didn't. I was like, well, so you brought superheroes, some superheroes, and then you killed them in the most. Nah, I'm surprised they even lasted this long in their lifespan, only to be brought together by you, Deadpool character, and then they all die in such stupid ways, where they were fighting very powerful mutants, they didn't die. They were fighting very bad villains, they didn't die. They were probably in some life and death situations, they didn't die. But when it came to you, Deadpool, bringing the characters, they all died these stupid, weird, um, strange, sickening deaths. It belittled the characters. It belittles some of the characters because you brought experienced people to your your pitch room meeting thing, and then this is what happened to them. Nah, it belittles the skill of each character in their everyday life, in their everyday adventure. They died meaningless deaths. That's what I'm looking for. The deaths were very meaningless, and I didn't appreciate that. I was like, nah. You pulled it off because it's a Deadpool thing, but still, pardon me, it was poor. It was poor. So when I watch Deadpool 2 again, I'm always skipping past that. I'm like, yeah, I didn't come here for that. That would have been a dope bonus. I came here for Deadpool and Cable, and and the side order of the small cast of X-Men and Domino. Then you include the X Factor, extra bonus, massive bonus. I didn't even expect that to happen. That happens, I'm excited. You don't kill them in a funny way. They die in battle, even better. If they die in battle, even better. And they do some good damage to Cable. Well, this supposed to be fighting Cable, right? Even better. But you just did it, and someone in the writers room thought, wouldn't it be funny if we do this? Yeah. But you must be one of those people who be like, but at least let's not do it to piss off people. Then you do your calculation. What if we do this and 80% of people like it, but 20% of people don't like it? I'm inclined to say, then don't do it. Because so far, it feels like 100% of people will like this movie. But if you throw in this little bit you're about to do that you find funny, you're going to miss out on 20% of people. And since you're hungry for money, you want the money, don't mess with your audience, man. Don't mess with your audience. A lot of people who reviewed the movie, they say 1 and 2 is good, but they always say the but. I love part 2, but. Whereas part 1, I haven't heard anyone say I love part 1, but. And if anyone says, oh, it's too much cuss words or too much gore, then you'd be advised not to watch the second one. And if you went in to watch a movie, an R-rated movie, and didn't think there's gonna be a plethora of cuss words and blood, then you weren't informed properly. But that's not even an issue. That's just someone who's not really familiar with cuss words or too much gore, and maybe that person doesn't watch horror movies. So there's layers there. But when you're saying, oh, part 2 was really good, I love the Cable thing, but the X Factor, then that means your desire to just do this thing because you want to do it didn't carry over across to everyone. Whereas the story and the movie itself, people would say it was an enjoyable experience until this point. I, as a storyteller, would not want to repeat that a third time. Even if I'm not the same person who's directed the previous movie or previous movies of Deadpool, I, as an actor, will be very mindful of what worked before and didn't work and won't want to repeat the same thing. What if I do a bit that's funny to me, is funny to Canadians, but the rest of the world don't get? Then maybe have a Canadian special release. Since you have all the money to throw at the screen, there's some movies who have done releases that there's scenes that are different at each theater and different at each country. I know the Notebook in Captain America Winter Soldier was different for every country, I think. Yeah, there were different things on Captain America's list where he's saying he wants to catch up with the world. A list of food, I think, list of music and artists, whatever. I remember people saying, "Oh, if you take a screenshot of that list, it differs in different countries." And if you can do that with a list in a movie. There are movies that came out way before Winter Soldier that changed a few things. The ending, for one, there are movies have changed the ending for different experiences or different goers, different movie goers, which then entices you to say, you know what? Oh, yeah, different ending. Let me go watch it again. Especially when the movie is good. So that already entices me to go back for round two. So at the end, when you and I are talking and someone's, oh, he got shot in the head or he got shot in the foot, he got shot in the head. Then you Google it and you realize, oh, the endings were different. No way. Let's go again. You've already got your money. And not even that, the money thing is not a problem because we, the moviegoers, enjoyed the movie. We enjoyed the experience. So giving you the money a second time, just like I mentioned the Avengers, the first Avengers movie earlier on, when Tony did the arc reactor beam at Cap's shield and he rebonded the beam on the Chitauri soldiers, that alone needed someone to go and watch that again the second time. And it wouldn't have been a problem. It's not like the movie was dull, but that part was the best part. No, that part was so good. Amongst other things that was good, amongst the movie being good, I just want to see that part again. And I look forward to enjoying the ride till it gets to that part so I can take it in and then enjoy the rest of the movie. Not just ignore the movie and view my phone. Okay, cool. That scene is coming up and then put the phone down. Oh yeah, that's nice, that's nice. And back on the phone. No, you're enjoying the whole experience again. Remember, you're not in control of the movie this time because it's not on Blu-ray or 4K yet. And then when it's on 4K, you get to just sit down in your house and rewind that scene, put it on loop, turn it into a GIF or a GIF over and over again. That means that movie has succeeded from beginning, middle to the end. So when someone asks you about the movie, you wouldn't say, "Oh, dude, that Avengers movie was dope, man. The cameos, wow. Yeah, the cameos. Yeah, the fight scenes was cool. The blood was cool. There's a lot of blood. There's a lot of cuss words, but the cameos. No, the movie was awesome. Seeing these characters come together, seeing these actors come together. A lot of people always. The first time I heard the reviews, it was a worry how they were going to pull off 6 to 8 characters on screen and giving everyone enough screen time, and for the screen time to match into to tie into the story as well. Not just random screen time. Screen time. Someone's in a toilet. Screen time. Someone's having an argument with Nick Fury. Screen time. That's not screen time. You want the screen time to be substantial and to add to the movie. The back and forth, the different conversations, beautiful. I was like, yo, I kind of feel they're gonna give 1 or 2 characters some more screen time than the other. But yet, um, what's his name? Hawkeye, Black Widow, both characters who don't have superpowers, and Tony Stark got the screen time. Tony Stark makes sense because he did his Iron Man movie first. Then the back and forth banter, Hulk, Thor. Then the fight between Hulk and Thor. Then the team up. Come on. Perfect. Did a great job balancing everyone's screen time so you got enough. And you weren't like, okay, yeah, this is cool seeing these guys. Can I see Hulk now? You were engaged with each character on screen with each time they gave them. Dialogue made sense. There wasn't any stupid dialogue. There wasn't dumb. Maybe you could argue once, but the comprehensive dialogue, it moved the story along. So when you're watching one scene, damn, another scene, damn, you're thinking about that scene, but another one, god damn. Did you see that? So it's just constant, peaking, maintain. There was no dip. And whilst you're watching it, I know I missed something there, but I don't mind watching it again. There's some people who watch it twice on day one. They didn't go back home to let it marinate. They just left the screening, sat down, just to chill, drink some water, go to the toilet or whatever. They got ready to buy popcorn round 2. That was easy money for the theater. It was easy money for Marvel. Easy money because the experience was beautiful from beginning, middle till end. Yes, Deadpool is not Tony Stark. Yes, Deadpool is not Thor. Deadpool isn't Spider-Man. So when you go to see a Deadpool movie, expect random stuff. Cool. But your level of stupidity has to be low, man, because now I'm thinking to myself, is Deadpool a smart character? Or is he stupid and just loudmouth and just lippy? I thought his thing was he's a very, very cool assassin, skilled assassin, especially the way he cocked the gun, both guns with the rounds. When he hit the slab, one round, one chamber, and the other, I was like, oh, that's skillful. You can't pull that off in real life. You have to do multiple tries. So maybe he took multiple tries as a mercenary before he became that good. But he did that in one go. So he can kill you with anything, just like Bullseye in the Deadpool in the in the Daredevil series. So you give Wade any weapon and he will utilize it, or any tool, he will utilize it to the best of his ability as an assassin, as a killer, as an experienced killer. So that scene where he puts the, I don't know what do you call it, the bullets in the gun, both guns, beautiful. It made sense. Where he was killing people with Wolverine's bones from the Logan timeline, beautiful, because he's an experienced killer. But then you make him just do stuff that is like, it's over the top, man. Fourth wall breaking, sexy. Don't make this guy come across as. Is it my back now? Is it connecting? Oh, no. In my opinion, who will win who will win, Venom or Deadpool? Venom or Deadpool? That's a good question. I think Venom will win because you can't wait. I don't know. I think you have to find a creative way to put a. They both have their weaknesses. If you remove Deadpool's head from his body, he'll grow a new body. But if you put him in a box where his body won't grow, not won't grow. How if you put put Deadpool's head in a box made to measure for his head, I don't see that guy growing inside that box. He probably will grow. I don't know. Deadpool versus Venom. Because Venom has weaknesses, the sound and fire. So once I know that, then you're done. All Venom can do is tear you apart or take over you. If anyone can resist Venom's takeover, then I would say Deadpool will win the fight. But if no one can resist Venom's takeover, meaning the only way I can get the Venom off me is not by willpower, but if someone applies that sound thing or applies fire, or even if I'm in a situation where Venom is controlling me to go from point A to B, and he's fully taken over my body, but my consciousness is still present. It's still present, and if there's an explosion around him, even the sound of the explosion, it might reach a particular frequency that will irritate him, and that might be my window where I can pull away. Or if the explosion occurs and there's fire around him, just like Martian Manhunter, when he sees fire, he just he just stalls. So that would just make me feel like that's my one chance to get him off me. So with those two weaknesses, sound, vibration, and fire, I think I see Deadpool winning. Because Deadpool is technically immortal to an extent, right? Unless, like I said, you take off his head and put it in a made to measure box, but it'll still be growing. Or if you take off his head, open his skull and then fry his brain, then there's nothing to grow from. Is that there's no remnants of him left, or then the body would. Then you have to find some very creative ways to make sure Deadpool stays dead permanently. But I imagine they've already come up with very creative ways in the comics. So I think I'll give the win to Deadpool. If you're saying Deadpool versus Venom, I give the win to Deadpool. That Team Dog asked me that question. Yeah, I'll give the win to Deadpool. I don't see Venom pulling that off. Yeah, because you got two major weaknesses, man. And if I find the right frequency that matches the vibration that you don't like, you're finished. You're strong, but you're finished. Whereas even if the takeover is permanent, meaning my consciousness is completely gone when Venom takes over a human body, and that's me saying if, but that's not what's been presented to us, and I don't know the comics like that. So if we're going off the story based on the movies, Deadpool has to win. I don't know how powerful Deadpool is as well in the comics, but based on what we've been given in the movies, I feel the win goes to Deadpool, not Venom. Venom has two weaknesses, and either of them, if you're in a gunfight and someone hits a missile launcher next to you, and explosion occurs in the fire. Yeah, nah, Deadpool. We've seen him regrow his legs and his arms. So with that being said, and the regeneration seems to be rapid, then I have to agree that his head will grow back the body. If you took off his head from his body, I assume the head will grow again from the. But then again, his brain is the thing that there's technicality there, but nah, Deadpool's gonna win that. Unless I see someone who has really studied the whole way that Deadpool's powers work, and they break it down for me, then I might change my mind. But still, with just two weaknesses from Venom, no, I'm giving that win to Deadpool I'm educated properly on Deadpool. I mean, no, yeah, Deadpool's weaknesses and strength. I'm sticking with Deadpool. You see, now that if they had done that as a random thing, Venom just showing up in Deadpool, that would have been cool. It doesn't necessarily add up to the story per se, but it's just a fun thing. Then yes, but cameos, yeah, I can't wait to do a second video for this, man. Just this is trash, and I'm daunting having to go and watch it again. Whereas when the first Infinity War came out, when first time Infinity War came out, I was looking forward to seeing it again. But I wasn't looking forward to seeing when Thanos snapped. Because when he snapped, I was like, "There's nah. I think I'm dreaming. I don't think he snapped." And then the way things were pacing, Thor needed to get his new weapon so he could go and fight. Even when everyone's going through the whole experience, like, we don't know if we can beat this guy. We got thrashed. Thor wasn't sure. My goodness. And then the stories that everyone's going through. It's like, oh, you thought Thanos was just here trying to collect the stones. He's been doing this behind closed doors. Went to the dwarven planet to go and commission these guys to make this thing. And if you don't make it, I'm gonna kill everyone here. So then Ichi makes a thing. Okay, now thanks for making it. Still wipes him out and takes his hand. Oh my god. Just that alone, you're like, yo, it's like I actually want to see what that looked like. I want to see that fight scene. I want to see how that panned out. Like, because these guys are weapon masters, surely it must have been a good fight. I'd have liked to actually see that in an Elseworld thing, where Thanos had a particular armor on, for example, right? He goes to, let's say we know him to look a particular way. He never had a particular scar or scars on his face until after he went to the Dwarven planet, where they make weapons for different realms and different deities and whatnot. And you were like, oh, just because they're weapon masters or they're peaceful creatures doesn't mean they can't fight. They make weapons. So Thanos had to deal with almost all of them. And then still managed to take him out. But the next time we see Thanos, he's got these scars on his face as a reminder from the fight he had with the Dwarven planet. That would have been awesome. Because I don't think people who make weapons, half of them don't use the weapons. I don't think that's right. I mean, your species or your race or your people, this is their cosmic given gift, is to make cosmic imbued weapons. But I as a storyteller or story writer or world creator wouldn't create a people like that and say all of them are pacifists. They don't fight. I would say at least half of them. And then they have a special elite group of them that have specific weapons that no other entities or beings can wield, just for a cool story element, just in case some people think, oh, you know what, these guys keep making these dope weapons. What if we like try to control them and take over the planet and rule them and say you make weapons for no one else? Then when these people come and like, oh, you think because we make weapons and we're pacifists, we don't know how to fight? All right, then you unleash the pro guys and say, come deal with these douchebags who think they're slick, and you wipe them out. Just for, good storytelling, good world building. So oh, that's why these guys have never been taken over, because they don't play around. They make the weapons, they don't always use it, but when it comes time to, they be like, yo, we got that za. We got powers, like we got good powers and good skills where it's like we let you think we ain't got it good like that. Just come. Huh? Yeah? Come. There's water. We have water. What do you you don't drink water? What? Wine. Oh, we got wine. You're vegan? Say less. We got vegan meals for you. Come. So what's that? How many weapons do you need? Cool, cool, cool. Oh, is that a gun? Ransom. What you mean? If you don't make it, you kill all of us? Okay. All right then. By the gods of Thenmara. Done. They clean you quick. They deal with you quick. So I'd have loved that just as an added bonus. I'm not saying the movie didn't work. It worked perfectly. But it's an added bonus. It was beautiful because the way the story was just panning out. Because I was thinking to myself, the one reason I love Thanos, right, is the way he said, I'm Thanos, and I want to do the snapping thing. I want to balance the whole galaxy. So I imagine he would be like, let me grab one of the stones and see what it feels like. Oh, yo, I'm powerful, but this thing is juicy. I imagine that's the character he is. He would test one out and be like, oh, okay, got a little kick to it. You hold two in his bare hands. Oh, got a little extra kick to it. You know what? Let me see if I can put this on a jewelry, rings, necklace, helmet, or something. I imagine, based on how they depicted Thanos to us, he's a person who would test out the stones manually. But because of how he was depicted to us in such a way, he wouldn't necessarily have to do that. He would just find documentation, read things here and there. Cosmic stones cannot be wielded. Cannot be wielded by hand unless you're of certain stature or certain celestial form or biological being. Well, I'm a Titan, but it doesn't say Titan in the book. And even if it says Titan, it might be like pre-early Titans. That means like deity Titans. I'm claiming not one of those as Thanos. So that means I'm going to need something to help me wield these stones. How about a glove? Yeah, how about a glove? And that glove would have to be made a particular way by a particular alloy, not even metal, a particular material that can wield the power of these stones individually and then collectively and not crumble. So I've imagined Thanos to be a being who will hold one of the stones and be like, okay, cool, got a kick, 2, 3, say, hey, whoa, hey, yo, hey, I'm strong, but they had me wavy. And I want to wield 6 of these stones. Three of them already got me wavy. So the fourth one, if I'm wavy and someone comes to my head with a machete, I'm done. Armor or not, I'm done. So I got to find a way to wield these stones without compromising my form and my integrity. That's why I love Infinity War. It put everyone in a level of intelligence where you are like, so how did he know he could? Well, how did he? Because everyone was being paced. Even Thanos was being tested. You say you want to snap your fingers? You sure you want to do this thing? So now you've gone to the dwarven planet. You've had them make this gauntlet, and you've gone to people who, in the whole cosmos or in your quadrant of your cosmos, not the whole entire space of infinite space out there. In this quadrant or this location or destination, these guys are the skilled ones to make this thing. And they're powerful enough because you're thinking Thanos is powerful, but he has the kicker. You can't tell me that the dwarven planet didn't know about these stones. They don't have the lust for the stones the same way Thanos does. Thanos might feel he has a noble reason why he wants the stones, but you're telling me people who built the gauntlet, who is more powerful? The one who thinks he wants the stones and thinks of the idea, or the people who could have easily built the gauntlet of their own volition? They could just be like, yo, we make weapons for like Thor, Odin, frost giants and whatnot. We make weapons for gods and goddesses, deities, kings and queens. And they have not depicted them as people who are thirsty, like, yo, we could rule the cosmos. What if we make weapons that self-destruct at the exact time we want them to self-destruct on the kings and queens who have them, and the gods and goddesses who use them, and then we could just rule the entire cosmos easily. You don't have to make these big giant swords. A ring. Something as simple. Hold on. Something as simple as this. You cast a spell on it. You put it on. You can't take it off. You try and cut off your finger. It gets tighter and it seeps into your DNA. You're finished. Yet those beings did not carry themselves out like that. When I talk about Infinity War, the layers to this movie. These guys are skilled weapon masters. They build weapons. They're skilled. They can easily think, hey, you mean I can make a stormbreaker? I can use this weapon to kill Thor easily. It's easy. All I have to do is, this thing, if I build it a particular way, this thing can kill Odin. I can kill Odin. I can kill Thor. I can kill Loki. I can kill Hela. I can kill all the Asgardians. I can rule. There's no lust for power. They're living in their divine purpose. We're here as weapon masters. And we know who to build for, who not to build for. Hence, Thanos having to not kidnap, having to force them to build it. The fact that they built it means they were capable of building the gauntlet, but that was not their desire or power or lust or need or want for it. They are in harmony with themselves and the other entities they're working with to build divine weapons for, not just anyone. You want a gun to kill your wife? Yeah, sure. A weapon to kill your child? Yeah, sure. No. Divine. Those are beings who have reached a particular level of intelligence in their brain, their hearts and spirit, and kept it balanced. To the extent when you just come and ask for anything, shut up and get out of here before we remove your head. Move quick. You haven't grown. So they don't answer anyone. Thanos had to force them. And when he did it, he killed them and left one alive and then took that one's hand or hands. That tells you, if I can make it, I can unmake it. Just in case you guys get cocky and think, yo, let me call Odin. Or is Odin? No, Odin's already passed. Let me call people, say, yo, Thanos just came up in here and just got the gauntlet. Yeah, he's looking to get all the 6 stones together. Get all your deities together and put a stop to this dude. Yeah, we getting our weapons ready too. We're calling the hidden ones in our clan. We can. This dude is gonna wipe out half of the galaxy. You kidding me? What? Nah. He must have taken his whole armada to that planet alone. Did all the sweet talk he could have done. Just give me the gauntlet. I'll let y'all go. I promise. I'll let y'all go. What you gonna do with the gauntlet? Man, don't even worry yourself about that. I'm trying to throw a party for my peeps. What? When he did it, boom! Wiped them out because all of you are not what? Idiots. Kill them quick. Maybe he used aspect of the stone you already collected and killed them on the spot. Say, you ain't gonna tell nobody this happened, man. Give me your hands. What? Nah. That's what we call a movie, when you can break it down bit by bit. Your message got removed. Is that you or removed it? Team Dog owner. I'll remind him after. Ozzy, I didn't even know you joined. Dude, long time no see, man. We need to do a collab. I don't even know who Team Dog is. I appreciate that. That's interesting of you to say. Thank you. I'm inclined to ask why. Have you have water? Constance, you're a cow. Come out of the life. You're gonna give me cheek like that. I don't think I need water right now to cook up with this nonsense movie, man. I can give you a plethora of things as to why I love the Avengers movie. Thanos was so hell bent on doing what he believed. He believed in himself. He believed what he was doing was just. But so meticulous, he said, just in case you get it in your mind to come and chase me down and undo, it shows you where power truly lies. Shows you where power truly lies. You think Thanos is strong. He is. He is powerful. But you ain't snapping no fingers without that gauntlet, because you've tested one stone. Where is it at? You said, hey, I can hold one stone. I'm good. Look at when Guardians of the Galaxy, when Peter Quill held one stone. It took his rest of the team to balance the frequency in the stone out, so that way it didn't just cook him up completely. And he has celestial blood, or half celestial blood and half human blood. He just about, hence everyone be like, yo, that should have cooked you up a second. How come you're still lasting long? Why are you still breathing? You're still twitching. It's like you're still struggling. Kill this dude. Then the second one touched, it still showed that, yo, you need 6 of these dudes. Is how many, whatever number of the Guardians of the Galaxy, they all had to help to balance the energy. That's like a gigaton just, peeking straight through your one form of being. Someone holds it down for you. Third one, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and it balances. Because all 7 of you are holding hands. So now that gigaton energy is now running through it. Doesn't matter how small Rocket is. Doesn't matter how big Groot is. Doesn't matter how slim Gamora is. Doesn't matter how big whatever. It's like, now 6 of y'all are balancing the frequency all through all of us. That's what you call storytelling. And your brain is having to disseminate what's going on at a rapid rate, consistently, on and off, on and off. We haven't even touched about Tony Stark yet. We haven't talked about Spider-Man or Captain, not Captain America. What's this dude? Doctor Strange. Banner falls from Banner. Who thought, oh, Hulk, got this. You're big, I'm big, I got this. We watched that movie so many times. Everyone said, if you notice, Thanos fought Hulk without activating the gauntlet. Because each time when the stones are activated, they glow or you hear the sound. That little beautiful storytelling on so many levels. You're letting the audience know when he activates the stones. Here's the sound bite to let you just to remind you that the things activated. That's the sound. Then the visual is you always have to show him or show the wielder of whatever tool or power. You have to show the viewers that he or she is using it, and it's a color coordination. Not just showing the gauntlet, showing the color that this stone is activated, that stone is activated. That is, y'all ain't listening. You're not listening. Oh, the cameos in Deadpool 3 was good. Is that no one says that about Infinity War? Or the cameos of each stone was good. Each stone cameo. Or the color of each stone was nice. Oh, I love me some purple stone. The movie was so good, but the way they displayed the stones, the color was beautiful. Shut up. People just go out and just watch nonsense, and you're satisfied with nonsense. That's why people keep taking your money, and you're like, oh well, it's not enough good stuff on Disney Plus. Your minds are so I don't want to sound insulting, man. And that's why I want to start figuring out what generation people. I'm from the 80s generation. We watched a lot of really good movies and over the top movies, but yet satisfactory across the board. This dude fought Hulk without activating each stone, letting you know I got this. Even when the big guy in Thanos' squad was going to help Thanos, Ebony Maw's like, nah, don't spoil it for him. That means this is a balanced character. I'm a brawler, but I sit in my chair villain as well. I will thump you left, right, and center. But I do my sit down in the chair villain. Go over there and control this planet. Get me those resources. So when you're watching, like, oh, all you do is sit there and talk. I don't think you want me to stand up. What kind of villain are you? You sit in your chair and talk. You're a cartoon villain. If I stand up, if I move my pinky finger, I finish you. So they balance his character well, saying, yo. And I'm not a general who says, now take over that planet while I sit here. I will come and fight amongst my people. And that's a credibility people used to give kings and queens in the old days, saying any king and queen who fights with you underground with their soldiers, not that it gives good morale. You are highly respected because you didn't sit down and go kill them. Yeah, go, yeah, shoot arrow here. 10 arrows. You were underground. You were with the bow and arrow. You were with your sword. Put your sword down. Picked up your bow and arrow. Did it? You blocked. You cut a few cuts. You say one of your soldiers. What? Of course you're gonna ride and die with this dude. Or do that or chick. What? That's someone worth living with or living for, living by. That's a king, queen, warrior, general to the T. Ebony Moore said, don't spoil it for him. Sit back. Hawk came back. Combo said yes, and I finished it. Thanos said, my guy, please remove your hand from my outfit. Don't stain my thing. This is a pure Titan fabric. Do you know how much this costs? Best say, one blow to the neck. Hulk said, tactic. Thanos said, okay, you're big, my guy. But you're brash. You're rushing too much. Best say again. Say, oh, okay, wow. Like Batman going for the key points. I don't want to waste time either. I'm here for my stones. What you're dragging it. You're wasting time, my guy. I'm bored. Please get out of the way. I'm here for my stones. Again, I don't want to kill anyone for fun. I will have to. What? I will have to. Yes, he wiped out the whole people for the gauntlet. Me not business. I just want to snap my fingers. Why are you guys not getting it? You could, all of us can working together to do it, but you don't want to listen to me. Since you want to listen to me, you won't do it. Fine, I'll do it myself. Hence the fine. I'll do it myself. Come on, man. Come on. Deadpool 3 is so good. I love the cameos. We didn't ask you about the starters. You had a meal. Now you're telling me about the seasoning in the meal. You had a full bowl of food. You're telling me the cutlery was well designed. Are you taking the piss? That means you're honest. Your statement by saying the cameos were good prior to discussing the movie. Someone cooked me a spread of food on the table. Yo, I don't know what you made this table out of. This mahogany? This is a beautiful table. You didn't enjoy the meal. You didn't enjoy the meal. But you're struggling. Your mind is, I don't want to sound negative on YouTube because then, oh my God, they'll call me a this and no, you can't even be pure here. Here. You've seen something here. Let these two work together. The table this is good table. What wood is this? Mahogany? Walnut. Oh, I could tell it's walnut. You've eaten the food, but you're describing the table? What cutlery is this? Wooden bamboo cutlery. I've never seen bamboo spoons before. Bruh. There's 3 dishes on the table. How was the meal? Did you use spring water to boil my tea? Oh my God. I'm like, yo, somebody put me in the wrong timeline. For someone who loves all these time travel movies and multiverse movies, I got put in the wrong timeline. Whatever is in here called the brain, and the other thing that cannot be tangibly touched called the mind, and whatever a spirit is, they're not. It's like, why have you put me in this environment? And I'm watching people that I like, and I can connect with, saying this person likes this movie. I got a friend called Constance who's in the chat right now, who she and I watch a particular TV show together. She'll watch a show and be like, oh, Cosmic will like this show. She'll watch another show, 2 episodes in, oh, he's gonna like this show. Yo, I'm on episode 2. I'll put it on pause. Check it out quick. And just in case, catch a trailer, but I know you're gonna like it. You weren't born with me, but you know me enough to say this is gonna be a dope show. Check out the trailer right now. Holler back at your girl. Let's watch the show together. Boom. We know. You didn't. You're not my mother or sister, but you know me enough. Not so much enough to say you don't like this shit. You don't like this shit. You like it? All right, cool. Let me know when you're on episode 2. To the extent I go past episode 2, I'm like, yo, I'm back, girl. I watched it to episode 4. I'm gonna wait for you to catch up because the shit is so good. It's good shit. When you're watching something someone recommends for you to watch, you go past the episode, they advertise it to you to watch. It's good shit. That's good shit. We call that good TV. I know you stopped at episode 2 for me to catch up to you so we can watch it together and then discuss after. I'm gonna wait for you to then catch up. That's good shit. She's in the comments, Sister Constance. That's good stuff. That's how you tell good stories. She didn't ask me, what do you think about the show? I go, oh, Constance, the intro was dope. I like the intro song. Okay, cool. How about the show? Yeah, the episode 1, the tapestry that guy was wearing. That means your show ain't good. I'm describing theme song. Theme song. I watched an hour episode. I'm giving you answer that the theme song was nice. Theme song was nice. Did you see the wristwatch the other character wore? That's not good. It's not good collectively. Something is off. If I have to start by saying the cameos in this movie was good, something somewhere, something, it means it's tilting. It ain't straight. It ain't horizontal. It's wobbling. Something ain't right. But trust these guys on YouTube to just talk anyhow. It's a shame, man. It's a shame. I see Sister Constance is in the comments. She's probably left, or I'm reading the comments late. That's yeah. That's how bad it is. It's normal to talk about what? Talk collab about films and all that. It's normal. Oh, I don't know. I find myself to be very passionate. Some people don't like that passion, so I'm like, nah. I'm very picky of who I want to collab with. But when someone says they want to collab with me, then to me that's pardon me. You know that I don't know how to put this. Let me see if I can give a better example. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I don't want to. I'm saying I'm open to it. The fact you've approached me to say this collab, cool. As long as I hear what it's about and it's cool for both of us, then yeah, hell yeah, let's do it. But yeah, I'm thankful. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Thanks for the reach out for the collab. You know that thing when people call you when you don't call them. Not saying you don't want to call them, but when someone calls you, there's an intention behind it. Not saying you don't want to call them, but they're calling you for a reason. So you're like, okay, well, you've gone through your phone, you've chosen my number, and then you've dialed. It's for a reason. So you saying collab, yeah. That's why I was like, okay, cool. That's it's interesting. What do you want to talk about first? But if it's movies, then yeah, for sure. But I need to know your level of movie taste though. I don't want to get all yeah, I don't want to go full in and your movie taste differs from mine. You might like certain things I don't like. I might like certain things you don't like. So when we can find a middle ground and say, okay, we can agree on this thing, and then how do you rate movies, or what do you feel makes a good movie for you? If we can both click on that, then yeah, if are we doing a review or are we just talking? Or you're in UK as well. How do you know I was in UK? Or is it YouTube? Sometimes I don't know how YouTube lets people. Um, I could have sworn I turned off my location, but it doesn't matter. So yeah, thank you for. I don't even know if you're a subscriber or you just found me via. I've never seen your name before, especially the Teen Dog part. I was like, am I reading that incorrectly? I don't know how you found me. Yeah, let me stop waffling because I know my lives tend to be long, even when I'm gaming. But at least you can tell my passion. I'm not impressed with this movie at all. And I don't want to make it sound like every time a new Marvel movie comes out, you're always having to compare it to Infinity War and Endgame. But I feel when you've reached that kind of peak, you should be able to surpass that peak. And if you've reached that peak and you can't surpass it, that's also good. That means you've reached your own Super Saiyan, for lack of a better term. You've reached your own Super Saiyan transformation. You can't go further past that, but you can still be good in that Super Saiyan level of transformation. You won't. Some people would say, well, if I can't grow anymore, what's the point? That's you. Whereas there's some people who be like, there's room for more growth. So even though I can't transform anymore into another level of Super Saiyan, there are ways to grow outside of being outside of the whole Super Saiyan level up thing. There's other ways to become better. Thinking, speed, there's still other ways. You ain't got to saying. And each time I go Super Saiyan, my speed increases. You can still increase your speed without having to be another level Super Saiyan. So there's still room for growth. And if your peak or pinnacle of greatness is storytelling in Marvel is Infinity War Endgame, you can redo that. You can redo it. And yes, you will have people who say, you're just rinse and repeat. Is it working? Yes. Please continue. Please continue. How many movies have you watched with the hero defeating the villain over and over again? It's if you simplify all these movies, it's good versus evil. Yet, whether someone is paying for it or not, we enjoy these stories because of how it's told multiple times in different variations, different color, different. And I say color, I don't mean pigmentation. I don't like using that word for different people's pigmentation, for lack of a better term. But that's the only word I can feel. Describes a people or the differences in humanity without, compressing it down to a word color. I think color is what this is a color, blue. Even though our eyes, I don't want to get into that, but I just want to be clear that I don't use the word color to describe a physical form of how my beingness or your beingness is. I prefer pigmentation. But yeah. If you can you can see past that and say, well, every movie is just about good versus evil and how nuanced it is and whatnot. I don't want to spoil Star Wars. Anakin's story, for those who haven't seen that, for those who've seen that, beautiful story. It that one just works again. If you put me in Anakin's shoes, it'd be a different journey, to an extent. To an extent, but I get it. I get why, without spoiling it, everything happens after that. But if you're to say, here's the exact journey you're going to go through, like Anakin, do you have free will still? Then I'd be like, no, especially because I have memory. And if I didn't have memory of what happened to Anakin, and I'm going in fresh, raw like Anakin, with no preconceived, no precognition to see the future, I would still struggle with certain things because of my uniqueness. Now, if you're saying I'm going through exactly everything Anakin went through, but my pigmentation is different from his, then of course you end up no. My bad. I almost gave in. There was still certain checkpoints where Anakin had choices, not just one choice, had choices to say, yo, I get why, because certain things occurred prior to certain choices. Like, if only these things hadn't occurred, it'd have been cool. Thanos, same thing. I understand where Thanos is coming from, but if you gave me the gauntlet, I wouldn't do what Thanos did. And it's not saying, oh, what if you went through the exactly same thing Thanos? No, I still wouldn't do the exact same thing Thanos did. Thanos believed that he was doing something for the greater good. Even without watching Endgame, to then get confirmation of what Thanos did, I still watching that movie. It took me, let's say, roughly 10 minutes. Whilst it was talking about it, I was like, okay. Maybe he was talking to Strange on Titan before they did whatever. He's like, oh, this is your home planet, I take it. And Thanos was like, oh yeah, Titan. Then he did the Redstone, and Redstone changed the reality to how it looked before. That I was like, I you know what, I hear you, because again, this is why I love this movie. It's layered. Just like Deadpool 2, when I mentioned earlier on, Cable coming from the future to kill a small child, or not small child, but a child nonetheless, to prevent a nasty future from happening. It makes sense as a simple equation on paper. And for someone like him who had stakes in that future because of what happened to his family, I did tell you guys the spoilers before. Again, it makes sense on paper that someone like Kim would come down. Maybe if Cable had died and it was his wife that survived, would she be able to come back into the past as a woman and then as a mother? Well equipped like Cable was, would she be able to pull the trigger on this boy? And then if you argue who the villain is of that movie, based on what Cable says about his future, the boy ends up becoming the villain. Whereas it's clear if you take time to observe the whole thing. Well, some people just get it clear straight away. Some people it doesn't matter how long it takes. As long as you take time and you get it, the clear villain of this movie is, you can say, bigotry and hate. The organization that posed as a orphanage that tortured little boys. So much so they weren't even thinking of you could say they had a level of hubris. It doesn't matter what we do to these children. They wouldn't turn out to be threats in the future to us. They didn't even have any. They went as far as showing you how afraid they were of these people, that they had power dampening. Did they have the power dampening? No, they didn't, because he was controlling the fire, wasn't he? No. Wait a minute. Did they have power dampening? I can't remember. The power dampening came at the cell, right, in the prison. But before that scene, I can't remember. Damn it. Do I have to watch it again now? I think I have to watch it again. It showed the level of the hubris. You are torturing these potentially powerful and then potentially dangerous beings who, if you do not show them love, if they have a power that can wipe out people, you teach them love and control. Hence the Xavier thing with with X-Men. I know these mutants exist, but not that he can see the future per se. Foresight would say, if I leave these people to fend for themselves in an environment that already has hate towards someone that looks like me, women and whatnot, There's someone who can fly, for example. And now you're like, oh, then he wouldn't even get to pay money for a passport and whatnot. Well, why? How come you have people who can fly? And so the noise. This one can run fast. He doesn't have to pay. Well, he can compete in the race in school. This one can run fast. He might just rob me and I wouldn't know. He might rape my wife and I wouldn't know. He might rape me and I wouldn't know. So just already in the environment where there's racism, sexism, and all the schisms in the world, you got someone who just came out from his mother's womb and got lasers out of his eyes. This one can levitate. This one can freeze things. It makes sense. Xavier's like, yo, I need to collect my people because they're gonna kill these boys. Nah, come. And then the other humans who are sympathetic. I don't want to say sympathetic because then it's corny. Who understand that if I was in this child's or being's shoes, yo, we already got people setting dogs and people because of their pigmentation, let alone this one. This one can blink at you and you disappear. If I blink at you and you disappear, nah, come. So he said this place is for people who don't have hate, not only for themselves, but for other people who they do not know or understand. All the allegories. Oh, X-Men is allegory for gay, allegory for LGBT, and whatever you subscribe to, the concept makes sense that this guy said, I need to create a space for these people. Magneto makes sense because of what he went through. Saying, if I can go through it alone, there are a plethora of people going through that same thing. So I'm going to create my own thing too. Xavier's thing, you could say there's a little flaw because Magneto will be like, yo, all of y'all need to be on your A game. You can run fast, run faster. And it's so that way, in case I get taken out in some way, shape, or form, y'all can maintain yourselves. You guys can look after yourselves, and there's no power struggle here. I'm not here to control you guys. We're here to look after each other. And in his mind, it's like eventually these guys will wipe themselves out. They're not even smart. We're the next level. So let them nuke themselves and Russia war and yada. Let them do it. So beautiful stories like that make sense. When you say, what do you think about the X-Men? Oh yeah, the cameos were nice. You did see Magneto's helmet. The purple was really good. I've never seen such purple like that. What a dope cameo. And people come to your channel because they connect with you as a person. They trust your, not trust you because that's too much. That's like too much power. They trust you, so you've let them down. No, they trust your judgment on movies. I trust Constance to say this show is going to be good. I trust her enough. She knows I don't watch dumb shit, so she won't come and tell me this show is good. Come watch it and watch episode 2 or 3. I'm like, yo, I'm like that too. Anybody comes with me, so check out this song. My time here is a safe haven for me. What I take in here when I watch, what I take in here when I listen. When my eyes are closed and I'm perceiving stuff, I want to make sure what I'm taking in is of substance. Because I too can also create from here. So I don't want to be told, oh, Cosmic, check out this movie, it'd be dope, this show would be dope. She's also done it in the past. She'd be like, yeah, I was going to suggest this thing, but I know how you are, so I'm not going to check it out. I'm not going to let you check it out. I'd be like, oh, what's the name? It's this. And she leave it there. Then it's me to do the legwork. Let me just go check it out what she said. Look all right. Let me just watch episode 1 and 2. Hey, yo. I see why you said not to, you weren't going to suggest this stuff, but it's good. Let's watch it together. She suggested this show called Silo. Oh! And when the show is good, I will sing song. I will sing praise. Please. Guys, go and watch. Because I want to talk with people who here is like fire. Is lit, crisp. I don't want to say, oh, I want to talk with intelligent people. Nah, I'm not here. That word is. I'm looking for your soul, but here too is meaning your creativity, not just intelligence. Nah, your creativity is crisp. It's just beaming, boom. You are catching things quick. When I was talking to people about Infinity War, people were like, oh, I didn't know. I never thought about that with the breakdown like that. And the gauntlet, I never thought of it like that. I'm like, what were you guys watching? What were you guys? It was in my face. I didn't just willingly. It was in my face. In my face. Because I thought Thanos was powerful, but the if you want to be technical, the boys who hold the power is the guys who made your gauntlet. Because you're not holding them stones on your own, bruh. You good. You are good. You can hold 2 to 3 on your own. I imagine without the thing messing you up. But 4, or you're going to be wobbly. You will be wobbly than a mother. So you need your gauntlet. And you can't make it yourself. Ebony Maw couldn't make the gauntlet. He had to go to somebody who could say, yo, I need the thing that can wield celestial power. Pre-existence power. Dwarf said, we got you. Well, not willingly. So he had to go to someone else to do that. So when you ask questions on a scale of, range of power, who has power? Them boys got it because they made your gauntlet. Remove them. You ain't got nothing. You run around every planet using 2 stones to turn. You ain't snapping the fingers with 2 stones. You know it. You know it. So this is what I love about Avengers Infinity War. Very, very well layered package from beginning to end. That's a movie I did not skip forward. Instead, I took backwards. Endgame, I skipped forward. Watching this again now at cinema, I'm at the behest of it. I have to sit through Deadpool 3 again because I can't skip forward. So that's why I was saying earlier when I started this live ages ago, because it's a long-ass live, what rules shall we must give particular guidelines to what we call a good movie. A movie that keeps you sat thinking, God, this is good. That line was so dope. Let me take it back. One more time, take it back because it was beautiful. But when you're watching something and say, this part I don't like, you skip. It's a good movie. Then we say, but these parts, hence the but. Good movie, but. That's cool. But when you start saying the cameos, that's not a good movie. Because then I ask you, remove the cameos. What's this movie about? It's about heart and it's about surface level, yes. Hence why I went back to Deadpool 2. I witnessed something so damaging, I'm willing to time travel from my future to come back and end a child's life to prevent that dark future from happening. You could argue, Cable only came back because his wife and daughter were killed. Yes, they happen to be part of the other people who were killed. 1 million? Example. 1 million. Simple math says if I go back in time and kill this one boy, don't care how old he is, 1 million people get to live their lives to have children who get to easy thing. Easy thing. Don't worry about it. I'm doing it. Piang. I'm back in time. Bossa in your forehead. I'm outie. We gone. We are gone. I don't need Deadpool telling me, by the way, he's under the protection or under the trauma of this orphanage. And do you know what he does in the future? Do you know what he does? He does it because of I don't know. It's nice. Yeah, we like our peace of mind. Piaka, headshot, I'm gone. We outie. Deuces, bruh. Fam, deuces. So it makes sense. That's a beautiful story. Here's the kicker. Why other people like myself say Deadpool 2 was cool, but the but comes in. The X Factor part was a little, we didn't need that. Again, when I removed the X Factor nonsense, noise and nonsense, when I remove that, does your movie still play through? Yes. So then we ask, was that X Factor part needed? People who are honest, I almost said intelligent, people who are honest to say no. But then you get a few people say, well, it was funny though. For 5 of y'all, but for 500,055, we didn't find it funny. 5 of you guys found it funny. 5 of you guys in the writer's room found it funny. There were a plethora of jokes in this Deadpool 3 movie that went over my head. I'm not an American. I'm not Caucasian. Because some Caucasian dudes got the jokes. I was like, so am I stupid for not getting jokes? No, they just weren't built for me. So sometimes you want a universal range of jokes. So that way, 80% of the universal range of jokes, we all got it. The other ones, didn't get it. You go on YouTube and watch the thing. Why didn't I get that joke before? They explained the joke. That's what it's about. Cool. But most of the jokes, my brother and I didn't. Most of the time, my face was like this. That's not a movie experience. I didn't do that with Infinity War. I was like, no. Are you watching this? Did you? Oh my God. Bro, I was finished. Infinity War melted my head. I was like, yo, we got to see this again. My brother normally talks after a movie. he was very quiet with Infinity War. It took him a while to say this was a good movie because he was surprised that Thanos got to do the finger snapping at the end. He was like, God damn, no way. And I was like, oh, that's the first time I've seen it. Well, aside from a horror movie, we've seen like The Grudge and The Ring. But The Grudge, he and I agree, The Grudge is one of the worst. Not worst, but like, you're not going to survive this horror movie unless you go and find a spellcaster. You know, when it's like, oh, one of the horror movies, like, you're not coming back from it. It's like, yeah, The Grudge, he and I were like, nah. It was so bad that when we came home from The Grudge, all the lights were turned on. All the lights in the house, every light in the house was turned on. Every light, we were upstairs, lights downstairs were turned on. You must be crazy. You know when you're on the stairs and the room you've left behind you is dark. Like, what? We were hopscotching the stairs, run, bam, bam, bam. I practically teleported. What? This is a household where mom didn't just let her turn on any, you know, African household or melanated household. Are you in the room? No. Why is the light on? Who's the light on in there for? We didn't care. And plus, our mom had traveled as well. So we were like, yo, we saw it at nighttime. Nah. That's a horror movie. He and I were like, yo. Another thing like Candyman. We don't play with Candyman. It's just a movie. It's not real. Yeah. Yeah. But you wouldn't catch me saying that in front of a mirror. I won't. Are you nuts? So that one and Candyman, that's another thing. We're like, nah. The movie itself, yeah, but saying the name in front of the mirror. Have you lost what's here? They gave you a gift, intelligence. You want me to then? Hey, we don't do that. No. What? Yo, I'm surprised we didn't even sleep in the same bedroom after that Grudge night. I didn't sleep. My bed was to the wall, right? Normally, my default sleep position is it fetal or fetus? You know what I mean? That the baby form thing. I slept so straight, and my back, just as my back is against the wall that night with the pillow, my back was against the wall, so that way I could see everything in case anything came to the room. I don't even know how I slept that day. So when people say, "What's your best horror movie?" I'm like, "What are we talking about horror? Like, you know, survival horror, or if I encounter this creature horror, ain't no coming back. The Grudge is there. We can start talking about other movies and technicalities, but The Grudge, yo." That rule is law. And they even have it back in is it Japan or China, whatever country it is. So much so it's part of their real life culture. You step into a house where people died violently, you ain't hey. So what? I'll save my money. Huh? I'll save my money. Let's do the other viewing. In fact, any next viewing you show me now, and you tell me about people who died horribly in the house, I will kill you horribly in the house. You will be the ghost of this house. Before we enter any house you show me as the estate agent, tell me the story outside the house, you wicked person. Hey, that movie woke me up. I was like, yo. So these urban legends, what this real? Nah. Constance actually laughing. Yo, Constance. Nah. I was like, nah. So seeing my brother gobsmacked and couldn't talk, he had a particular look on his face. I can't recreate, but I remember it very well because he's very, very meticulous about stories and writing and scene and pacing. Very, very meticulous. So when I looked at him, because I already Infinity War already hit me. I was like, even if he and I would be like, oh, pardon me, if he was like, it's okay, but I'd be like, yeah, cool. I love you, my brother, but for me, movie going experience, perfection. Perfection. Again, remember, please, I know I keep repeating myself. When you watch a thing and you skip forward, something is off. When you watch a thing, you take it back. Not because you didn't hear it the first time, but it was so good. Oh, did you see the way he looked at her? Take it back. Did you see the way she kissed him? Take it back. We've all done it. Did you see the way he did that combo? Oh my God, did you see how Jet Li did it? Take it back. Slow-mo. Oh, did you see where he did the backflip? Take it back. Is that good? You take it back. The first Avengers did it when I was in the cinema. Who goes to the cinema with remote control? That beam was so good. So many scenes. Even the scene where Hulk smashed Loki and called him puny god. There was a scene that occurred before that. We were all so loud. We missed the dialogue of when he said puny god. I got it because I watched it the second time. We're like, oh, that's what he said. And he spoke English. You know, nobody's like, oh, Hulk, but he said puny God. I was like, oh, God, oh, sexy. Sexy. And the song stuck in your mind. Bang, 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 bang. Come on. Come on, son. Come on, son. And then you give me nonsense after, and I'm supposed to swallow nonsense? Allow it, bruv. Yeah? Allow the piss take. Every character got to grow in Infinity War. Every character. Every character. Because they were all tested, especially Thanos. Thanos is, the cosmos was like, you want to snap them fingers? They're about to give you a rough ride. Let's see how much you want this snapping fingers thing. So much so that Tony Stark was doing a normal, regular day-to-day jog with his partner Pepper Potts. Gets obstructed by Doctor Strange saying, we need your help. It's going to be an end world situation. I was jogging with my wife. You people won't leave me alone. Here's the beautiful part about that. Please listen to me carefully. Please listen to me carefully. We hadn't seen Tony Stark prior to this scene. And we've seen him in part 3 of Iron Man 3. But prior to this part of the movie, he's wearing a jogging suit. He even talks to Pepper saying, oh, this is after he had done the surgery, right? And he took out the arc reactor. He's like, I'm just wearing it just in case. Even then when he's just wearing it, I wasn't too sure he was wearing the arc reactor. You know, it's like, oh, he's just tapping, you know, just a precaution. It didn't even register in my mind. That's how heavily paced the movie was. Things just occurring. The circle is open. Strange is like, we need your help. He pulls him through the circle. He sat there listening diligently. Flashback of what happened to him in part 1. No, Avengers 1. We had to put the missile into the wormhole where Chitauri came to attack, killed the mothership, fell through the hole. That was an end game move for Tony. He could have died in space. What kind of suit are you going to breathe in space? How long is your air supply in space with that suit on? Was it built for space in the first place? He could have died. Lucky he fell through the porthole. Any human being who goes through that experience, best believe their mind ain't resting easy. Because then the next thing is, just in case somebody come mess around with us, let me get ready. That's how Tony Stark's arc just followed through. Let me get ready just in case. Then they had the beautiful idea to take him back just a bit. Moving forward. Then Winter Soldier comes out. He finds out Bucky kills his parents. You ain't even let this guy breathe. So not only is he moving forward, protecting his teammates, you then bring back the past. He's already struggling with this experience. He saw a space armada, a nuke that was meant to wipe everyone out in that city, including him and his team. If he didn't catch that missile, was it the nuke or whatever? If he didn't catch that missile, he and his team would have been dead. And maybe the Chitauri on the ground would have been dead, but then more would have come through that porthole. There was so much going on, even in that one Avengers movie only. Fast forward, Infinity War, flashback of, oh, you know the thing that happened in New York with the first Avengers movie? He's like, yeah, Thanos planned that as well. Oh, so he's been behind this whole thing. So it's like a leak. You plug this leak one time, no more hassle for the future. But the backlash of that is, oh, these guys took out Thanos. Well, that means this guy's ready for war. If anyone could take out Thanos and his squad, Earth did that. Let's go pay these dudes a visit. So you think you're closing one door from invasion, you're opening another realm of nonsense because other people are like, oh, what kind of planet is this? So you small groups, where the whole planet, just a small group of y'all was in charge of taking down Thanos? Oh, we're about to mess your ass up. So you're defending yourself from one tyrant, but you're probably opening the door for a plethora of other people to come look for your trouble. So to go through what he went through, then Strange is like, yeah, he's coming for the stones. What stones? The one you go around your neck? Throw it away. What you mean he's coming for the stone? Throw it away. Hide it. So, you can't just hide. He can find it. All right, then flush it down the toilet. It don't work like that. Because your brain is like, well, I mean, for these stones, so we can't just give it, you can't give it to him because, one of these alone is powerful. Adam, they can't even figure out how to use this thing. Just about know how to use it enough. Just about. On a very, very basic, mundane level. But it's clear this dude knows about these stones because he's collecting them. So that means he must have information that I don't have about these stones. And he's coming to pick them up one by one. He's already got 2. And then not only that, in the back of his mind, it must have been like, why is Banner still Banner? Where's your Hulk form? Then it comes to the fight time. There's a big ass spaceship just hovering there, and these are guys who take down planets, so they're not afraid of showing themselves to the inhabitants of the planet. This big ass disc is just rotating, and it's just chaos all over the place. Yeah, we're here for the stone, please. Just who's the stone wielder? Just talking like, yeah, give us the stone, just get out of here. We ain't got time to waste. Our master wants the stones. God, layers, guys, the layers. Then Tony's like, okay, cool. Hulk, do your thing. Say, yo, I think I'm struggling with this Hulk thing. So at that point, what do you think Tony Stark is thinking of? We can take these guys because he didn't panic. And this is a regular human being. You're not a superpower. You're not a mutant. You're not Steve Rogers' a super soldier serum body. You're just a guy in a suit, a very advanced suit, by the way. So you have to have some level of hope within you to say, I can take these dudes. Ebony Maw and this big ass. You don't even know what Ebony Maw is capable of. Then he goes for the big guy, or the big guy gets sent by Ebony Maw. They're tossing it over. And even before that whole jogging suit he had on was his... that was his ace in the hole. Pop, pop. Nano suit all over the place. So strong that it could take some good hits from this guy. I can't remember the big guy's name. And to think he was in the park jogging with that earlier on. So my next question is, do you think he was hot or cold in that suit? So what I'm saying is, they've written the character in such a way you appreciate his intelligence. He was jogging and had a sweater around his neck, wearing a nano suit that survived space, the vacuum of space. You can't write dumb shit to me anymore. You can't. Because you've given me the best you can give me, clearly. Clearly, because everyone says no one's topped Endgame Infinity War. Clearly, you can't. Then stick to what worked for you and rinse and repeat. I'm satisfied with that. Don't give me new stuff and we're just testing it out. You're taking money. You ain't testing shit out. Taking people's money. Testing it out is saying you're releasing movies for free. That's testing it out. Then we'll let you know, hey, it was okay. But you need to do better. We paid for the tickets. You don't have to go and see the movie when they come out. Shut up. I'm not talking to people like you. You people are idiots. We're not talking to pricks like you. Your brain wave operates differently. It needs to be in a different environment for that one. So you're taking people's money and expecting praise. The cameos were good. Did you like the rice and peas? Yo, the way the rice and peas smelled. I mean, you've eaten the food. I would like to know the texture. Was it salty? Was it soft? Was the rice hard? You're telling me the smell of the food was enticing. Please describe what you've eaten. Yeah, rice and peas. It smelled good, you know. Describe what you ate. When you start with an external of a thing that you're supposed to be describing, it lets me know, the person who's listening to your description of what you're describing, something is off. And you are choosing to willfully hide that. That's corny. That's weird. Once again, Deadpool and the Wolverine movie is not good. A friend of mine earlier on in the DM on Instagram said when he realized what the movie was, he shut himself down to just plow through it. That sucks. That means you were sat there and something was on and you're like, hold on. Kevin Feige said it would be this. Secret Wars, Infinity Wars, and all that stuff. Oh, it's not that? Turn it off. When you have to turn off something in your own comprehension, that's not good. You will not catch me watching RoboCop 1, skipping forward. God forbid. Dead or alive, you're coming with me. That shit sounded so good. I'm going to take that shit back one more time. My mom would probably be like, you've seen this movie 10 times. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. Or if I'm dating someone, oh, babe, why are you watching that again? That's the whole point. Dead or alive, you're coming with me. He said that in his human form, not even metal. He wasn't cyborg yet. Sexy. When he said it the second time, it worked more because it was a callback to the first time. God damn it. You take it back because it's good. When someone asks you, how was rice and peas? Can I have a second serving, please? It tells me you like the food. You don't tell me, can you open the pot so I can smell the food again? You want a second serving because the food was tasty. You want round 2. The cameos were good. That's when I do the next live, I'm gonna call it that. The cameos were good. Oh, when Blade came out, I was like, what? You went to watch a movie for 2 hours, and all you can give me is the cameos were good. You had rice and peas, plantain or plantain. You had a sweet banana. You had a chicken. You had some fish on the side. Then when I asked you how was your meal, rice and peas smelled nice. For real, in 2024, honesty, truth is a struggle now. You see me doing a back and forth of referencing Infinity War and Deadpool 2. I'm giving you the tidbits of how my mind works when I'm watching these movies. So that way you understand how my mind works when I'm describing this Deadpool 3 movie as well. I cannot give you beat for beat of what happened in this movie. There was one scene where when it happened, I looked at my brother and said, right now, damage should start taking place. Said damage did not take place. Then it made me think, so then why did you shoot this scene and focus on the scene? It wasn't like one of those quick things where I was like, where is it? Like they did this, hello, and took it back. And I was like, oh, what was that? They lingered on the shot for a very long period of time. Storytelling 101. When you focus on a thing, it's going to pay off either now, a few seconds, or later. Foreshadowing and all whatever sweet term, even a simple God damn it, I hate these terms. Even someone who's not well versed in movie terminology knows they show that for a reason. So somewhere down the line, it's going to pay off, or it's going to come back around. So for the love of sweet mother of creativity and creation, people need to start being honest online. This is why I need people to be more present on YouTube, so that way we're not waiting on heavy spoilers or Jeremy Johns and Emergency Awesomes. Cool human beings, cool, awesome human beings. More truth, more truth, more truth, more truth. It took Emergency Awesome episode 8 of The Acolyte to then say, this is why the show didn't really work because of so and so. I don't care about how many views or how many subscribers a person has. I'm not here chasing after a person's subscribers. If Sister Constance, or when Sister Constance, or yeah, let me say if, I don't want to project anything. If Sister Constance had a YouTube channel and she reviewed horror books, erotica books, and then good TV shows, and one could argue that based on her reviews outside of other reviewers, the ratings of these shows went up because people trusted Constance's reviews based on how her mind works. So she's talking about the reviews or talking about the shows, and she's giving breakdowns the same way, not the same way, but the way I'm breaking things down, that people be like, oh, I just watched a movie from this to this to this, and I just saw this, and the way you're talking about Thanos' background, that's you're going in depth. Some of us are built like that. We're made like that. We don't go to Costco and what's the coffee shop? What's the I can't remember the name of the coffee shop. The cafe, whatever. The lady with the fins. My God, why am I blanking on this thing? It's such a, you know what I mean. We don't go to Walmart to buy here. We were made like this. Mother, father laid together. We were born like this. Whoever made my mother and father, whoever made life, made humanity, made us a particular way. So when you watch someone talk a particular way over and over again, and you are drawn to them, or you feel connected to them, you feel there's a a a bond there. They've never met you face to face. You don't send them no messages in their inbox on Instagram or YouTube or whatever, but you feel I like this person the way they're talking. Someone in the comments earlier on said they want to do a collab with me as well. I don't know who they are in real life, in physical form, but they say I like something. There's something about you. Should we do a collab together? That's these things are secondary to us, meaning these devices, these platforms, they're secondary because we're human beings first. We connect first. So when someone can say, "Yo, I like the way you're talking about these things, man. Let's work together." For me, that sweetens me because you see something in me that I may not see in myself, but you're like, "Yo, can we cook together? Because you talk about food a particular way. I want us to do a cooking show together." I'm gravy. When it comes, if it's some sick stuff, I'm like, nah. So let me finish my analogy. You go to this channel, Constance is reviewing certain shows, and then when it comes to watching the show, you're watching the show day, not day by day, or week by week, the way it's been released, and you're watching each review. Constance doesn't once call out particular things that are glaring about this show. Only on episode 8, Constance then says, "Oh, it's a shame this show just fell apart, man." Right from episode 1. Why are you saying it now? On episode 8? I came here because I trusted how you talked about the other shows. You were precise. You were very precise. As a bonus, I saved money by not going to a particular showing of a movie because of how you reviewed it. So when the movie review came out, people were bumming the movie. I'm like, God damn, thank God. Not because Constance is the Messiah. She's Jesus incarnate. She knows when the movie's going to be trash. Because I trust her enough as a human being. I'm not going to put her on no pedestal. Nor would I disrespect her and say, "Oh, you made me watch a show that I didn't like, so therefore you're stupid." No. You are always honest and truthful every episode you do review. How was this episode? There was a dialogue they said in this episode. 4 minutes straight of stupid dialogue. Oh my God. This review of episode 1. The costume was good. We didn't ask you about the attire of the character. What they were saying. People have said consistently 4 minutes of dialogue was bad dialogue writing. What do you think about it? I would like to hear your review. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying it's a drone-minded mentality where I go to a restaurant and before I eat the food, I then message Constance on YouTube. I'm in this restaurant you recommended. Should I eat with a fork or spoon? Equally mierda. So it's like I can hear arguments of people saying, "Well, you shouldn't have to trust Emergency Awesome before you go and watch a movie. Go with your own mind." Honesty and truth is the key words I'm trying to get across. Be honest and truthful. Emergency Awesome took episode 8 of Acolyte, of a show that was glaringly bad from episode 1. Golly, bro. Why would you do this? Why would you do this? So much so, people are not coming up with theories that people are paid by certain companies. There's no proof. I can't hack your account. Why? Even to hack, it's a waste of time to hack. I can never fully know that you're paid by Disney. I can never fully know you're paid by DC. But bruh, the way you are going on so far, Constance is not even reviewing this rice and peas how she's supposed to be reviewing it. That means she's somehow being paid by the restaurant. I'm allowed to come up with said theory. I'm allowed to. Because before all this particular noise about this restaurant, every restaurant she's referenced, I've gone on my lonesome with my siblings, with my family, with my friends. I brought people who traveled from US to here and say, "Yo, there's this girl I watch on YouTube called Constance. Yo, her artwork is banging, but the way she reviews food in restaurants, even banging. Let's go check it out." Then boys would be like, "Oh, I Google some places to go to in UK when you come down from US." I'm like, no, don't. That's basic Google. When Constance talks about these places, fam, we going. And then it bangs. Then one day, you now see the reviews constant. Same restaurant. Say, hey, hold on a minute. Constance likes to go to this niche, unique, specific restaurant. All of a sudden, it's the same restaurant, same dish, same food, same meal. Anyway, let me leave it there. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. It's a stretch. Then people say, oh, food poisoning, or the season wasn't strong enough, or they didn't use particular rice for the rice and peas, or the plantain was soggy. How is everyone reviewing this thing and Constant said this place is top notch? I'm not looking like a prequel and I call my friend to then come to this restaurant because then tomorrow you say, well, again, if you know what your taste in food is, you don't have to listen to Constance. Make up your own mind. It's not for you. Please leave here. We're back at it again with Infinity One. Let me see. I see Constance is laughing. I can see emoji. Cafe Nero. Oh, my sister, I love you very much. Thank you so much. Eat with your hands. Yeah, not even bother with Acolyte. Constance, you dodged a good bullet, man. Acolyte made me say, yeah, you lot just, as long as we have their money and their subscriptions, and most importantly, their attention, we're good. To the extent I said, we must live in a timeline where energy harvesting is real. As I'm giving my energy, for example, and I'm fine to do that to help anyone else who's like, should I not? Pardon me. I apologize. I should have muted that before. Oh, there's a mute button here. I should have used that. I apologize. But this is what I like about these lives when I do them. You get in it raw, uncut, spicy, juicy, original, without any hidden alterations. No jump cut editing. You're getting my sneezes, my burps, and gulping of saliva. You like it, don't you? I know I love it. What a dope movie. The cameos were beautiful. Jeez Louise. We came here for cameos. A third movie in your movie franchise. We came here for cameos. So much so that I love Deadpool 2 enough, but the X Factor part still irks me. Because my brain won't let it go. Because I was excited. I don't even remember seeing the trailer for that. Or did I? I'm not sure. Because I know I was shocked when I saw the X Factor. When they were like, when we need a team of our own. I was like, oh, where's this going? Then when they started doing the audition for different characters, I was like, okay, this is interesting. This is going somewhere. For what reason? And they're spending more screen time on it. I'm like, okay, more screen time means something. You know the whole rule of someone gets killed off screen, he or she's bound to come back because we didn't see the dead body. If we did, and there's an element of cloning in the movie or show, that's not the real body. You know? It's just like Stranger Things. When things are happening, like, hey, something ain't right. I don't think that's not true. Someone's gonna show up later because you're like, nah, it's just where you've introduced a few things, so you're letting us know if you're paying attention. You know, this ain't it's not fixed. I'm like, yeah, I don't think it's fixed, and it pans out, and it's nice for people like me. For myself, I'm like, I figured that one out. I like it. If I'm watching Sherlock, I'm like, yo, do me the numbers on the screen because you are going so fast. I don't think I'm figuring things out. Whereas when I figure a few things, I'm like, oh, I got it too. I'm smart, aren't I? You're like, okay, I'm part of the show. I don't mind experiencing things and not figuring things out. It's cool. It's not like it's so over the top or like over my head and I can't grasp it, like Matrix 3 with the architect in the white suit. If you realize you're the fifth Matrix and the one thing that runs into the core and the code beacon and the maximization of the paralyzation vis-a-vis love. Are you speaking French, Spanish, or all combined? Plain. Just like the Oracle did plain. She did it, what in a Ridley way, but plain nonetheless. Morpheus gave it to Neo as well. Stop trying to think you are. Know you are. He didn't say vis-a-vis you might not be who could know, possibly so yesterday, tomorrow. Stop. You're thinking you're doing something, but you're not. When a collective of people can say, oh, when it came to that guy in the white suit, I dropped out. Then again, you see it? Same theme. You talk about the movie, but when you say get to this part, then that means something in your movie is off. That's why a lot of people will say two things about The Matrix. Matrix 1 as a standalone movie, near perfection. For me, perfection. Matrix 2 was a nice addition, but we didn't need part 3. or most people say, despite making part 2 and part 3, they don't feel they needed sequels. Matrix was just a beautiful beginning, middle, and end package. But it's nice to get a sequel. It's nice to get a part 2. You get to see more. And Neo was flying in part 2, so it's nice. But part 3 now, nah. Soggy bread. This is soggy bread. Soggy pizza? You like soggy pizza? You open a restaurant to sell soggy pizza? Nah, this is trash. Then you made it worse by bringing that dude on board with a white suit. Vis-a-vis. Get out. Why? Everyone else was talking regular. You came and just did your own thing. Your white suit was enough to make you stand out. But then your mumbo jumbo too much because you read the thesaurus. Cut it out, man. You got people doing etymology of every word you're speaking on. Stop it. We can do it. We can Google too. But you're yanking us out of your experience. Cut it out. We ain't here for that. Just nah, bruh. Yeah, you know? So then I don't even want to mention or sit on Matrix 4. That one is like, that's what you shouldn't have done. You know? Or if you want to keep it Marvel, Wolverine's got 3 movies, right? 3 movies of his own where he stands alone. The first Wolverine movie where they introduced Ryan Reynolds and they had his mouth shield shut. Here comes that collective agreement again. We can all agree collectively it was trash. 1 or 2 people might say it's a guilty pleasure of mine. Some might say I like it because they had will.i.am in it. Some might say I like it because of the Gambit character in it. But we can all collectively say wasn't good. Nowhere close. Then the movie after that, another Wolverine movie, like a reboot or reset, that collectively can be like, yeah, good. We don't even want to say it was better than that trash because we don't want to compare it. It's a little insulting. It was very good. It should have been what that one was, so we'd have gotten a better movie, but at least we got this one. Now, for an actor who, it doesn't matter how much you're paying him to play that role, I'm thinking to myself, if I had done that movie and people didn't like it, I would have put off playing Wolverine again in a singular movie. Then people would probably be like, oh, we're losing money. It didn't bank in the theater. Maybe we should just keep Wolverine as a character, part of an ensemble. So it works that way. Cool. But they did it again and it worked. It worked. So go back to that thing you did the second time that it worked. Learn from the first one. So when you're doing it again with other characters, you don't make a movie that ends up feeling like the first Wolverine movie where you sewed Deadpool's mouth shut. So you have to work hard again to make, because you could have had 3 awesome Wolverine movies. And then he came back again to do Logan. Hence him saying this is my last time. And Logan banged nicely. Then you do this. And then on top of it, the piss take was when you showed X-23 when she came back. I'm like, did you guys watch Logan? Because she was very much part of that movie as well. So why did you do her a disservice of screen time? This is the same Marvel company, even though it's not the same director who did all the other Wolverine movies. We get it. But please, let's not be stupid. Meaning we can sit back and watch a thing and go, what didn't work then? What worked there? Ryan Reynolds himself said that. He likes to review his shit. So when you can say that, it means if you can do it and you're pulling me into your Marvel universe, let's review what you've done so far. You pulled off a bunch of actors on screen who had already had the individual movies except Hawkeye and Black Widow. Thor had his own. Iron Man had his own. And what? Hulk didn't have his own, did he? No. Well, Hulk had his own with Ed Norton. So yeah, technically he had his own. And even prior to that, so even that's another one as well. Hulk, the first Hulk movie was trash. Then you pulled in Edward Norton. That one, whoa. I like Banner's Hulk, but Edward Norton's Hulk was if they'd given Homeboy more time, he would have probably ripped people's bones apart. That's probably something that you should think about doing, giving Hulk a rated R movie so we can see him go pure gamma mode. But hell, what do I know? I'm just a black guy or African guy sat in my house, in my bedroom with a little pillow behind me, talking on the microphone for 2 hours straight or 3 hours straight, sometimes paying attention to the comments, sometimes not paying attention to the comments. What do I know? What movie have I written? What books have I written? What best-selling books have I sold? It's funny. When these movies are made, they don't throw it into the thin air for air to watch. We watch your movies. When it's dope, we watch it again. So awesome, we buy them Blu-ray and DVD. So you would think what we have to say matters. Not by we telling you this is a story you should tell. You could argue that we shouldn't or should do that to an extent. But when you're making something, you failed a couple of times, you succeeded a couple of times. It feels like it'd be wise to observe what you failed at so you don't make the same mistake. And observe what you succeeded at so you continue the same formula and build on top of it. If you can pull off screen time of 6 different actors, 2 of which don't have superpowers, even though the other one doesn't too, which is Iron Man, but he has a dope suit, so that's visually entertaining to watch. Black Widow ain't got no superpowers, but she got skills. Hawkeye ain't got no superpowers, but he's got a bow and arrow. He's like Legolas, but without the elf superpower. Same thing with Lord of the Rings. How do you balance out all these different characters and make the hobbits matter? Back to my pre-point I made earlier when I started this live. A list of 10 movies. Not top 10. 10 movies. Whatever placement you put the movies. We all agree on these are good movies. And we that's another criteria I'm going to put on there. You don't skip forward. You can skip backwards. That's one. That's the top criteria. You don't skip forward. Second criteria is if it's an ensemble movie, screen time. Screen time. Lord of the Rings did a great job. Not only that, you because you're telling the story based on hobbits, you didn't get little. I almost said the other word people don't like. You didn't get little people actors to act the role. Well, some scenes they did, but then you had to shoot the thing in such a way where you got regular heighted or sized people to play small people, to play hobbits. A technicality you didn't have to do. You could have told stories about the elves, and no need for 2 green screens of shooting people who are 6 foot tall or 5 foot tall to make it look like they're 2 feet tall. You could have told the story about Sauron, how he became Sauron. But you went for this particular series of stories to tell, pulled it off nicely. Everyone got screen time. Everyone. The Nazgul got screen time. The bad guys got screen time. The orcs got screen time. Orcs are so dope that even though they were built for cannon fodder, we still got to see some of their humor. That British, I want the mate. No, I want to have that mate. They didn't even need to have the British accent, but yet it worked. You gave bad guys who were going to be cannon fodder enough screen time. And you couldn't pull that off in a movie that you had an ensemble of people just thrown on the screen just because. Yet other people who aren't part of the movie narrative or the superhero team got more screen time. I couldn't understand that. And then when it came for the screen time for certain characters who have got more screen time, the camera was shaking. I was like, what is? So when you took this to test screenings, people watched that part and went, yeah. This is one thing I like to make a joke about. When a game comes out and there are many bugs in the game, I'm like, I don't think you take it to people who are honest. If you took it to people like me, let's say there are a bunch of clones of me, you will not release a game to this perfect. You will not release a game to this perfect. And any game reviewed by the clones of me and tested by the clones of me would never have any day one patch because your game would be practically perfect. There will be no day one patch because you'd have enough time to work on DLC stuff. Not DLC stuff you locked behind the game because you couldn't release it in time. New stuff you've made to add to the game, meaning you released a perfect 100% game. I don't know what is going on in these industries. It's just too much BS on the consumer whose money you rely on. Because Disney Plus ain't free. You need subscription. You're making nonsense shows and nonsense movies, and you're expecting money, time, and attention to come to your thing without backlash. Y'all are some special magicians. Special magicians, expecting that with no form of noise making. Special. One fight in this movie made sense. The second fight between Deadpool and Wolverine did not make sense. Deadpool said it, but it because it came out of Deadpool's mouth, it's okay. It's Deadpool. And when you say that, then that means you're allowing nonsense. Now I want to even go back and figure out what Deadpool is all about. Is it the fourth wall breaking and the gore, very violent way of killing, and then the bad mouthery, the cussing, or is he stupid as well because he just does some really unnecessary things that does not push the narrative forward? I think the fourth wall breaking whilst you're fighting is sexy as hell because no one knows what you're talking about in world. In world. When you reference us and say, "Oh, it's about to be another 20-minute fight," and is to pad the runtime, we know you're talking to us. What the hell does pad the runtime mean in world? And no one ever asked him who are you talking to. They just let him do his thing in world. It's beautiful. It works well then. But when you say things that kind of numb the mind to be like, well, I said what's going to happen next, so you should accept it. No, that's corny. That's not original. You're just being Deadpool. Meaning it's dumb shit, and I don't like that. I don't like that. That means either I have not understood what the character is about yet enough after two movies. One clearly after this third movie, I get it. And here's another thing: if they announce another Deadpool movie, I don't think I'll be going to see it. I don't think so. And if I do, it's either because someone paid for my ticket or I found other ways to see it. But I will not, and I won't even see it with full attention. This feels to me, I mentioned earlier when I started the live, like Flash did for me in I've missed some of your comments. My bad, man. This feels to me like Flash did for me in and please forgive me for not reading your comments all the time. I'm trying to get this off my chest. So, and I'm not. This isn't. I'm not trying to make an excuse. This isn't my main formula of doing my lives. I'm not even around. I'm not home. I'm with my family. So having to use the phone is cool. I think it has that nice run and gun feel to it. So I'm not deliberately ignoring your comments, but I'm glad that Constance and Team Dog are talking together. Um, so I appreciate your patience, and please don't feel like I have to look down to the comments. So when I'm talking directly. This thing just burnt me so bad. If this feels like the Flash movie from DC. It was I God. If that movie was a person, I think I'd have hurt that person. And I'm not trying to talk like I'm so macho. No, out of it's like just want to strangle the hell out of you because you 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 lied to us and tricked us to come and see the thing. And just like I made a jab at myself earlier on, any movie that comes out, you don't have to go and see it. You can just wait 3 to 6 months for it to hit DVD and Blu-ray and 4K and digital and whatever. The Flash movie was so atrocious, so much so that everyone's talking about the new Superman movie. You're looking forward to the new Superman movie? No, I don't care. I don't care about the new Superman movie. It's rubbish. I don't. I have no desire to see it. I don't like James Gunn, to be honest. He pulled off Guardians of the Galaxy 1 for me. 2 was questionable. 3 was also questionable. And then he did Suicide Squad, which was cool. But I've noticed some patterns and some repetitive themes in Gunn's movies with slime, sludge, puke, disgusting things, texturism as well. Like he does some very weird texture stuff in his movies. So I'm like, I need to pay attention to these guys. Like all these Nickelodeon sludge things. Like when he did is it slime or slug? Slither. When he did Slither, there was some few scenes that like, yo, you're it's like a fetish thing for him, or people like him, like Guillermo del Toro. He has something similar in terms of texturism, but he wants a thing to feel very real. But most of the times, or maybe let me say sometimes, because I've not seen every movie of his, these creatures don't look. There's no some of them don't have a beautiful, graceful aesthetics to them. Some of them have this very icky, like you won't if you saw these things in real life, you wouldn't even shake their hands, let alone hug them. So there was, yeah, Guillermo, and James Gunn have this weird fetish thing with these, these practical effects being, it's weird. It's very weird. I don't get it because it takes you out of the movie, it takes you out of the experience. You're like, why is there so much sludge on screen? Why is it so icky? What's with this icky, sticky goo? Everything is goo. It's covered in goo. He's coming out of goo. He's taking goo from his mouth. What is that? What is that about? Over and over again. Guillermo has it, but his is with like hair on the monster, for example, or fluids. I can just about take Guillermo's one because at least Guillermo wants to tell you a story. He wants to give you a world. He wants to bring you to this weird looking world. Like Tim Burton has this. Tim Burton has a feel, has a theme. When you see Tim Burton movies, you be like, oh, it makes sense that he made Beetlejuice and Batman. He's got this vibe going. But I'm not excited for any new Superman stuff. If a different director was directing it, then yeah, because James Gunn likes to put weird characters together, and then voila, you have your Suicide Squad, or voila, you have your new, I don't know, Terror Squad or Terraform or Task X or Task or Team Omegatroid. I just want a good story, man. I don't care how these people look, but if you're making them, if your story revolves on how disgusting one of them is, or how unpleasant the other one is, then you're losing me in your story. I'm no longer watching your story. I'm not seeing gore on screen or weird characters on screen. This is why we need more directors on board, man. I wish Ryan Coogler was also directing other superhero movies. I want to see Michael B. Jordan do more superhero movies as well because he did Kin. Kin was very good. I like that one very much. Anyway, there's my long rant slash review of Deadpool 3. Bad movie. I didn't enjoy it. And after that said, the cameos were cool. Some cameos were cool, but then they spoiled some of the cameos because they didn't give enough screen time for what's her name, X-23. I didn't get enough. I wanted to see her do damage to some of these guys. And from now on, I'm going to start testing my friends to see their level of movie going. I want. Oh, I think I need to. Should I even turn the light on? I'm about to go off anyway, so no point turning the light on when I'm about to sign off. I'm going to start testing my friends to see how well they pay attention to scenes. I'm going to leave a few things out when I talk about movies, and I'm going to write notes about the time code, and see if they see the exact same thing I see. If they don't, then that's how I used to gauge who I should talk to, who I shouldn't talk to about movies. Because I don't want to be talking to someone who I think, okay, he's seen the movie or she's seen the movie and they don't like it, and I'm just ripping into the movie, and they're like, "Oh well, I like that part." Because I spoke to Blade, and Blade said he liked the cameos. I'm like, you're doing it again. You're doing exactly what everyone else is doing. The cameos isn't the movie. We're talking about the movie. There's one scene where one major character was looking at another character in a lustful way, and when I say removed me, I was so out of the movie. I was like, now what service is this scene? What is this scene doing for the movie? Don't test me. Comes you're a joker. Let me cut this light on real quick then, because I still feel my energy is on here. Uno momento. I didn't know. Oh, because I'm not close to the window. Next time I should do the live close to the window, man. So that way I can still see the daylight. Et voila. We like this kind of lives, man. We are liking these kind of lives. I think I should do this more often, even at mine as well. There's just this, I'm chilling, man. I ain't got time for no camera setup lighting. I mean, the camera's with me, but I've not brought my lighting setup. But this is nice. This is very nice. I like this. I'm enjoying this. I think I'll be doing this for the reviews when I'm not around mine. Next movie I want to see now. I've got zero expectation. I better turn my expectation to like death. Kill it. Kill any expectation within me, and any excitement. Kill it. Kill it. Leave it alive for all the old school movies I've seen, but kill it for any new movies. It's Alien Romulus. I'm like, I don't know about that one. I don't know if that one is going to because all the previous ones they spoilt it. They spoiled all the previous Alien movies. Till this day, my best Alien movie that I love the most is Aliens, the second one. The first one is cool, but the second one is a perfect package for me. So now this is another way I'll test people. Alien 1, 2, and 3. What would you say is your most enjoyed one and why? If I hear 1, I get it because it's the original. It's the first one. First of its kind, so you love it. If I hear 3, we're not in the same boat. If I hear 4, we're cool because Resurrection was cool. I enjoyed Resurrection, even though people who are really knee deep into the lore of Alien always say, "Oh, it doesn't follow. It doesn't. The storylines don't match up together," and it wasn't necessarily an authentic Alien movie, which I can agree with. But it's still a fun movie to enjoy. RoboCop 1, 2, 3. I personally prefer 1 from beginning, middle to end. I skip backwards, never forwards. 3 was gimmicky. Something was off about 3. 2 was cool. 2 was, low key talking about cocaine and drug industry and all that stuff. And the politics in part 1 and 2. The politics. Till this day, that thing is still fresh like it was made yesterday. Then we got Terminator 1 and 2. 1 was beautiful, first of its kind. It worked. It worked. You thought you were scared of zombies? You thought you were scared of Hellraiser? You thought which one came out first? Terminator or did Terminator and Elm Street come out in the same era, or did they come out after? I mean, same year. I think Hellraiser was around the same time Terminator 1 was out. Well, anyway, there was some dark horrors then. You thought you were scared of horror. Now we got a metal thing, and it's crawling, crawling. You can't hit it because it won't dent. The metal is made of a different alloy. You can't cut it. You have to use heavy machinery to end the heavy machinery. And before his skeletal structure showed, he was all thick. You shot him, he would just drop and get up again. So you are like, yo, that was horror on another level. It's easy to do Guillermo del Toro horror, oh, monsters and spindly fingers and but this guy looks like you. He's not no demon. He said, what? Where's she at? Huh? In there? All right, cool. Say less. I'll be back. What'd you say? I said, bruh, I'll be back. You were terrified of that dude. And then the scene where he took out his eye, you're like, oh, God damn. Yeah, he did this eye just now? Nah. I'm sorry, man. Mm-mm. That's my new test now. That's like I said earlier on. Sister Constance won't just talk about certain shows with me. She sometimes she'd be like, "Yeah, I was watching this show, but I knew you wouldn't like it. That's why I didn't recommend it to you." And I respect that. I wouldn't be like, "Oh, you're watching another show without me. You're not a good friend, are you?" I like that. I mean, she knows me enough. She knows me enough to say, "Ooh, this is nah. I'm not gonna tell him about this. It's good. It's a guilty pleasure thing, or not even guilty pleasure. I like it enough, but he's not gonna like it. He's not gonna like it. Like Dark Matter. I don't know. She knew about it, but she didn't tell me about it. I think, and then I knew about it, but she didn't know that I knew about it. I can't remember how it worked out. I think I then told her I'm watching it. She's like, "Oh, I was going to suggest that to you as well. We watch it together." But till this date, Silo. Oh, what am I even talking about? Silo. Well, because we liked Silo together. Silo was the one she recommended to me. I said, hey. I want to know what it's like. Are there smart people or is it dumb decisions in every episode? No, smart. I said, okay, cool. She said, okay, wait, 1 or 2 didn't make decisions, but smart all the way through. I said, all right, cool. You gave me heads up. You didn't lie to me. She told me smart decisions. 1 or 2, if I was in her shoes, I wouldn't do this. If I was him, I wouldn't do this. But it's still a good package. I said, I like that. Then we watched Rings of Power together. That one was like we both went into the line of fire. Yo, Sister Constance, what do you think about Ring of Power? Yeah, it looks cool because you like Lord of the Rings. So yeah, all right, check it out. It could be good. I mean, how bad can it be? Little did we know. Little did we know. Equal mierda. Then we checked out Rings of Power. What else did we check out again? Elsa died. The show with the witches who had the powers. Wheel of Time. That one was a good time. One or two scenes again. Say, hey, if I was in his shoes, I would have done that. If I was in her shoes, we would have done that. But collectively, Constance, good show, good show. Can't wait for season 2. It's a good start when you say can't wait for season 2. Sadly, season 2 came fast. Came fast. I think bust in here and bust out quick. And now these will have the balls to announce Ring of Power season 2. Oh my God. I want to see the ratings on that show. I want to see the review as well. In fact, review, because some people who you don't just suck dry breasts. I want to see the ratings. Because the ratings for The Boys season 4 dropped. They said it peaked at I think episode 1 and then sank. That's what happens when you play with fire. You people don't understand. Anyway, it's cool. Like I said earlier on, I've not directed any movies, written any movies. I mean, they're all here, but you haven't watched them. Maybe if there's a machine that we could all jack each other into, you watch my movies. I've not written any best-selling books. So who am I? I'm the son of another woman and man put together. Who am I? What's my credibility? Because I have a YouTube channel, a platform, a social media presence. Who am I? I'm someone who watches movies the same way you do. And I'm sick and tired of dumb shit. 2 things are important. Our attention, focus, and the energy and currency we give in form of money. We give currency in 2 ways. Money, currency, energy. Attention and focus, currency and energy. You can translate that to time and whatnot, same thing. These 2 things are very valuable and they can go hand in hand beautifully. Respect your audience. Tell beautiful stories. You are capable of doing it. Harry Potter did it. Lord of the Rings did it. Movies like Terminator 1 and 2 did it. RoboCop did it. These are old movies. We are in 2024. It's not that I shouldn't have to reference old movies, but at least it lets you know we climbed off the back of those old movies. So much so on Instagram today, earlier on, someone put up a post on a 90s page that The Mask is 30 years old today. The Mask is 30 years old today. I can watch that movie today and recite most of Mask's dialogue word for word. Somebody stop me! Word for word, most. The impact a movie can have on the mind of a child, teenager, and adult. The sadness people can be going through in their individual lives, when they watch a movie, it changes their brain chemistry. It's a movie. What is a movie? Entertainment. That's it. Yes? No. 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 Storytelling. And there's seeds within said storytelling. So much so you can feel drawn to Ripley. After what she went through, I'm good. Y'all find me in space? I'm good. I'm chilling here. Oh, we're going to the planet, by the way. Oh, why? There were things there. No, we found out that we checked it out. There's nothing there. What do you mean? I came from the planet. I'm telling you what I experienced. Girl, sit your white ass down. Ain't nothing on the planet but human beings. You send people to live there? Yeah, we terraformed it. It's what we do now. Far ahead into the future of mankind. Far ahead. They terraform other planets now. They got a mall there. You know, it's solar powered. But the environment is so erratic. But inside, when you're living in the space that they've made, it's cool. You went there when Ripley went there. And the way the atmosphere was licking in left, right, and center, but you got the mother, is it paternal? Maternal. I keep messing up the words. Patriarchy, maternal vibe. You got a woman-led movie. Oh, a woman-led movie. Ooh. A character played by a woman, written, I imagine it was for a woman. I don't know if it was written for a male and it just chose to cast Sigourney Weaver. It worked. Subtext, greed. Lack of oversight. Hubris. She went through what she went through with her crew and you went to send human beings to live there, you can break down movies. Movies take you to a place sometimes we physically can't go, but the mind goes. Someone thought of an idea and created this thing called a microphone. Someone thought of an idea and created this thing called an iPhone or whatever it's called. Stories are part of us as a collective on this planet. So much so, there are cultures that predate us that before we wrote things down, not meaning we couldn't write things down or scribe things on a leaf or use a stone to etch a thing somewhere. This is where we stored information. Oral tradition, meaning when I speak to you, you retain. When you speak to me, I retain. We need to get some more coconuts. What's the shortest route again from here from the village to the coconuts? By the second bush, turn left, two rights, one. Yeah, turn left, two rights, and you climb up and there. You need a rope. Done. And you memorize this over time. And then because you are going through the memory of it, you're saving the memory, your brain chemistry and composition is changing, your memory palace is changing. You lay with someone else, they have the same capacity of holding information. You both come together, you have a child or children, they have the ability of retainment that you have. But it's better for them because they pull what you have fixed at that age. They add it to them. By the time they get to your age, in your 30s or 40s or 20s, whatever age people were having children then, because there was no BS then, the children come out sharper, 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 sharper. To trust this as the archiving information, this is the first computer, supercomputer. To trust this means they would have trained it over time, means they didn't doubt this in the first place. There was no GMO. There's nothing in the atmosphere bothering us. We knew. You couldn't have just said, go left. Remember. Even to say remember, we knew this was the thing because you'd wake up and, oh, that thing, memory. So you'd have to have known this thing is to be trusted before you start to scribe. Scribe is one thing, just to give a symbol, sigil. Oh, rattlesnake. You do, a swirly symbol for snake, and then you maybe put an acorn at the tail, or if maybe the acorn didn't grow in that environment, you put something to represent that there's a creature swirls like this snake, and at the end of its tail, it's got something that's different from its body. Meaning the composition of his body is like that, and the shape and whatnot is like that, but at the end, the tail looks different. Hence the rattle. So all these things carry over within us. So when people like myself come out frustrated talking about a movie or an experience or a show or a meal is a bit much. I'm stretching it. It means the story is poor. And your concern is money. Somewhere down the line, you've lost something as a quote unquote storyteller. Something is off. You're now very concerned about the money and you want to rush through the process of telling the story, making the story, building the world and the set and whatnot. I always make this joke. How many yachts and how many islands can one buy? Maybe one day I'll do a separate video about that or a post. How many islands can one? Like, how many islands is enough when you buy islands? Like, can you see yourself? Let's say you see yourself, you bought every island in the world. Then what? You bought every yacht ever produced. Then what? Meaning, where is this money going? You're hoarding the money? There's no way you're getting $1 billion from one movie and you're spending $1 billion to make another movie. No. That don't make no sense. Because you have to pay your actors. You have to pay your lighting, your microphone, your sound, everyone, storyboarding, everyone. So that means you have a budget. Also, you want to be able to keep what you made before because you want to pay yourselves. So once you're amassing all this money and you want to breeze through the production of a movie and ignore a lot of things, but expect that the movie should make money on opening weekend, you are taking the piss. How many islands can one buy? How many yachts can one buy? Let me try and catch up these comments. Team Doug said, I like the mask. That's a beautiful movie, bro. Beautiful movie. Do you love Bruce Almighty? Oh, Bruce Almighty was really good as well. That one. Yeah, that one when they introduced Morgan Freeman as God, as a brown guy, a black guy. I was like, oh, I don't know how the audience gonna take this, but that was a beautiful movie. Beautiful, funny movie, man. And I can't remember how long Jim Carrey wasn't acting for. Like when he did Eternal Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I was like, oh, this is not the movie I'm used to seeing uh Jim Carrey in. I was like, that kind of sucks. But I was like, you know what? Let me give it a try. He's chosen this project for a reason. And it's not nice to typecast someone. Anytime you do a movie, it always has to be comedy, never action. So I said, let me try it out. And it was good. It was good. And for me to get it, I took multiple watches. And that's another thing about storytelling. I would like to experience the story multiple times. I wasn't one of those people who watched The Matrix one go and got it. It took me multiple watches for The Matrix. Like, yo, this is deep. Let me watch it again, and again, and again. I watched it at a very, I'm gonna say young. Yeah, I think I say young age. Not like I was young, but at the age where one could argue I wasn't ready for what was being told. But I understood enough of it. But I wanted to get everything, not just aspects. I wanted everything to be cohesive for me. And then over the years, as I got older and wiser, I was like, you know, let me just tap into this Matrix thing again, see if I miss any nuances. Remember, there are little things that I miss, but I started to realize I was very drawn to how a character goes through his or her journey. And I was happy to know I didn't just watch movies for the bomb was thrown like this, and the way he shot that guy in his face was like this. I was like, oh, I can see layers to this thing. This is good. I'm able to see layers to what's going on. I was like, oh, I like this, man. I thought I was a shallow person with the movies, but I'm liking this. This is beautiful. I'm able to see other, in depth to certain characters and put myself in his position or her position. Like, oh, I can see why they made that choice. I can see why they chose to do this and chose to do that. Okay, cool. So ever since then, my mind has just been beaming. Like, I choose what I watch wisely, man. I avoid certain genre for certain reasons. Horror. If it's a good horror, then I'll watch it. If it's just monster, blood, spit in your face, acid, nah. Once or twice, I might let one or two slide, but to rush to go and see it, no. Omen was another good horror movie, the original Omen. There's a new one that's come out. There was a post-exorcism that came out. That was good. I like what they did with that one because they tied in historical narrative to the movie, because there's one scene that a lot of people people that I watched on YouTube didn't talk about. One or two people did, and this is a particular channel that I can trust when it comes to talking about movies. He goes in depth, so I appreciate his channels because he takes time to go in depth about it as well. So I'm like, okay, if he can take time to do that, then I'm gonna stick with him. And the dialogue was, I don't want to say it was quick, but it was said and it lasted long enough on screen. You're like, are you really addressing this in the movie? This is unlike you. Are you genuinely addressing this truth in this movie? It's unlike you. Catholic religion, Christianity is very unlike you, but it worked. It worked. And I'm going to see that movie again and watch it a second time. Evil Dead Rise, trash. Again, that's the, it's someone that just got excited in the writer's room. 5, 6, 10 people. What if we do this? Yeah. We do this. Forgetting you are making for other people. There's 10 of you in a room and you're going to show this movie to 1 million people. You are casting a very powerful spell thinking the 1 million people will be made up of tens of you. No. I think that's what we call forceful magic. You can't cast such a spell thinking everyone in the room is going to be like you. Mm-mm. 1 or 2 things you can put in because it's your story. Put in 1 or 2 things, but you can be specific. Like Guillermo Guillermo del Toro, his movies are of particular caliber, particular style. So we know not everyone's going to see his movies, and he knows that, and he's fine with that. But he still makes them, which is also good because it teaches us that in this world, everyone can eat. Everyone can become a storyteller. You don't have to be the one who's just watching the movies. And sometimes to be, if you want to be part of that movie world and you feel, go to writing school, apply for these guys and see if it's doable. You can become a writer for TV, you can write for movie, ghostwriting, all that stuff. But sometimes reviewing the movies because of your passion for movies and doing the in-depth reviews will pull other people who are similar to you, who are like feel it's gonna take another, I don't know, decade before I get into Hollywood. How else can I play a role in the movie universe that I love so much, or storytelling universe that I love so much, whether it be it in cartoons or manga or anime or stop motion, whatever it is. Movie reviews is one way, and that's your contribution to that world of moviegoers such as yourself, because you didn't have other people like you around. You've now become that person, or you've now become that hero. You um I like your t-shirt. Thank you, Constance. It is one of mine, you see. I designed this t-shirt. I'm still working on some new ones. Is it showing? Yeah. Still working on some new ones. Don't worry. Going to start doing different lives where I'll be showcasing some merch for sure. That one I'm definitely ready for. Yeah. I'm finally tired of certain aspects of myself that I've been afraid of for a while. And it's good. I'm not hating myself. Just enough is enough. But thank you for the love, Sister Constance. Much appreciated. You like the color. I wore this in my green jacket the other day. I was like, I caught myself in the reflection, like, oh, hey, I like this combination. This green jacket, green tee. And I have my cream jeans on as well. I got this other ideas as well of doing a nice mini fashion shoot or fashion show, but soon come. And the aspects of me that I've been worried about sharing, and it's not a self sabotage. It's just being mindful of what I watch, assuming this is what people like, and I then just learn within myself that just because I think this is what people like and won't like doesn't mean I shouldn't be. Everyone is here for a reason. I'm here to enjoy certain reasons that I feel I'm here for as much as the other ones will reveal themselves. So the way you guys heard me talking about the movie earlier on and other movies I mentioned, I learned this within myself. Then, like I said earlier on, I'm not just a guy or just another person who's just watching movies in action. Yeah, gunshots, boom, boom, boom. There's certain scenes that when it comes to gore, like for example, The Boys, I looked away. I'm like, it's too much, too much. And I'm not someone who watched a plethora of horror movies growing up where I got so numb to them. There was someone like, yeah, I'm here for the story, not the gore. The gore doesn't really, it's shock value, but it's too much shock value. So I love looking at a character and be like, you should have been dead by now. How did you get yourself from here to there, and why? What pushed you? Whether it's a superhero, male or female, or not. And then being in the mindset of that character. And then being able to sit down and say, oh, what if I created a world like this and like that? And then not having to even wanting to be in Hollywood anymore. Like, that was a thing for me for a while. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong. But, as I'm growing in my years, I'm like, there's something with this Hollywood thing where it's like it's a tight knit thing. So that I then found myself saying, oh, but you watch movies very differently. Like someone told me, someone told me one time, you watch movies very different. You don't just watch for the sake of the stuff. I'm like, I thought everyone else does that. And like, the professor like, nope. Some people just watch, their mind turned off. I'm like, oh, I cannot do that. If you make a move in a movie, that's why I can't even stand certain horror movies and someone falls. I'm like, Why would you wear that shoe in a world where you know these things exist? There's no way I'm wearing a shoe like that in a world where these things can come. Yo, I'm looking for jetpacks. You know, I wouldn't wear a outfit like that in a world where these things you and I know in this storytelling, these things exist, and you chose to dress like that. That's the dumbest thing. People be falling down, and everyone's making jokes. There's always a white girl who falls down, or there's always a white guy who's like, "Oh, when they hear a noise, mommy, is that you?" When it comes to brothers and sisters, we out, we gone. What? That's why I said the grudge worked because it wasn't this, hidden force that would disappear here and there, and you saw a silhouette, and you're like, nah, it's just my mind. It worked because you entered the house, and in this country, you came to, live in. There's a folklore or folktale, or in their culture, it's embedded in their culture saying when a house has had people die a particular way, their spirits linger in that house. But again, you're from an environment where, oh, urban myth, urban legend, you just about believe in Jesus, just about, So it's like, whatever. I don't really believe in that. Perfectly, it works perfect because this is not your country. It's not your culture. So hearing that is just like it's another myth. Oh, Zeus was real. Athena was real. No, they weren't. It's just another myth. So those stories work because they're real. You're in an environment that's not yours. How will you react to that environment? So I'm like that. From my childhood experiences, and even me think to myself, how would I tell my childhood experiences sometimes in a very direct way? Oh, I had this happen to me when I was 15, when I was 10, when I was 5, and not being shy about sharing that because knowing I'm sharing that is not only healing me, but helping someone else who's going through that, male or female as well. And then what other creative ways can I share that experience without being, not without being so obvious, without finding new ways to, finding new,
Yes. Swallow it. Let it last. In your boxer shorts.
no one knows I mean,
Let your legs breathe.
my brother, everyone. I don't even know the mic can pick you up, Seth.
The mic better pick me up. I'm here for a disruption of the service. When I pinch you in the cervix. Cervix?
Oh, nice. Oh, nice, nice.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. Because I was like, wait, I thought only women had cervix.
I wasn't particularly talking about you.
Oh, right. So I took it literal. Okay, yeah. Alpha. Nice tea. Careful, that might center.
Sorry?
This time I carry over. That's what I'm saying.
Let the sound, let the sound carry over. You don't want it to carry under.
Nice.
Unless your name's Carrie Fisher. Who's Carrie Fisher?
I know carry fishing now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you said carry over and carry under.
And then Carrie Fisher. But you're not Jim, are you? Jim Carrey.
Yeah, that'd be nicer.
Is it my wife you want to marry?
Nice. It's funny enough because talking about Jim Carrey there on the mask and
It's as if I know these things.
Alpha anyway.
Good, man.
Because I said last night's your disruption.
Did I say hi?
My brother says hi, Sister Constance. I didn't know this thing would pick you up like that, man. That's good.
Sister Constance, don't let my brother talk to you about nonsense. If you want, you could call him a nuisance. No?
Yeah, but I thought you were to drop another one because you did two just now. So I think you do two.
Nonsense, nuisance.
Yeah, and then a fourth one.
I will drive in my car with my blue tints. No?
Blue tints?
Yeah.
Oh, but you just
twist
it's a tense. Ah, that's not you now.
Sometimes you have to twist the words, otherwise you get haunted by mutants. Mutants and nuisance, Hakim? What? Nuisance.
No, your explanation doesn't change. Explain it all you want.
It doesn't rhyme.
Shaku, you're better than that's what I'm saying.
It doesn't tell me. Just say it doesn't rhyme.
Doesn't rhyme.
Say it. It doesn't rhyme. Nuisance and mutants.
I think it's I'm looking for.
Nuisance.
Yeah, a mutant.
Don't let him bog you down like a nuisance. You better off disappearing like translucent. Translucent, Hakim?
Yes.
From the boys?
I mean, I get it, man. But
Still no?
struggling, man. You tired?
You do better.
I don't have your power. Give it to you. It's not my gift. Your gift. I ain't got your gift. It's okay, man. Means I'm lose some.
Yeah.
That's new. I thought you were going to find that one. He said, yeah.
Nuisance done. Easy word to rhyme, man.
I think you went there, man. You should have taken it there. I'm surprised you didn't say Constantine, Constantinople. I'm surprised you didn't push.
That rhymes with nuisance?
No. I'm saying no before nuisance. I'm not saying nuisance. I'm saying before nuisance. I'm surprised you didn't go to the easier ones.
Fair enough. I shall make my departure.
You shall indeed, brother. Talking about Deadpool 3, trash movie. It's YouTube, if you don't mind. What are you doing?
What does that mean? If I don't mind, I should move my head?
Yeah, I'm saying if you don't mind putting your face.
I don't mind putting my eyebrows on the YouTube video.
Is it showing?
Ruin your quality? Yeah, I can see
It
my
doesn't.
eyebrows right there.
I've been here, sat here for 2 hours, 3 hours, killing this dead movie. Right. Oh, she said Renaissance.
What?
Renaissance.
What does that mean?
Rhyme with Constance. Oh, he didn't even like that. Constance, could you ask Cosmic to read my comments? Which comments did you make before, though? I'm sorry. You mean all of the comments? Also, how? Please don't take this the wrong way, Team Dog. How young or how old are you? I know some people don't like that, so I like to ask, what current cycle are you in, or what's your current age? Maybe that's better. Because you're like, I will tell you what we're going to talk about for the collab. Oh, okay, let me know. I don't want to say fully yes, and then I'm like, when you tell me, I'm like, oh, I thought we were going to do something cool and fun. So let a brother know. I think my email address is on my thing. Do I have my email address on my YouTube page? I do, don't I? Or just comment here, or I think I have my. I think I do. Renaissance, nuisance, no sense. Oh, I don't have my email address. Well, it's just the Cosmic Jedi. The Cosmic Jedi. Spelled the same way as in Cosmic Jedi here, but just THE in front of it. So thecosmicjedi@gmail.com. Once again, the Cosmic Jedi at gmail.com. And then email me, and then I shall peruse what your request is. I don't want to get your hopes up. I don't do collabs too easy, so that's why I wasn't really jumping for excitement when you mentioned the collaboration. I was like, let me see what you're running with first. Let me test your worth. Let me test what you're all about first, Team Dog. I like how you did not manage to answer my question. What age are you, Team Dog? As long as you're over 18, then you're good. I did reassure I would screenshot them to remind you. I wouldn't forget. Thank you very much, Sister Constance. My number one fan on here. And indirect low-key moderator. Because when I get going with the yappa, I can tend to lose my trail. You're 17? You gotta be lying, bro. There's gotta be a joke. Maybe you meant to say 27. Yeah, you gotta be joking. How did you find this channel? And please, your parents know you're watching me, because I think I dropped some F-bombs earlier on, man. I was peed off. And I think I cussed a couple of times. 18 is, it seems to be the universal age of adulthood. Pardon me. So I can just about be like, okay, he's 18. But if you're 17, you're 1 year, it just feels, it's almost like saying you're 17 just feels like you're saying you're 15 or 16. Whereas if you said you were 19 or 20, then be like, okay, cool, past that quote unquote 18 adult age thing. It's 17 then, not 27. My bad. I thought you had hit a typo. So it's 17. Cool. Cool. As long as your parents are cool with you talking to much older person, because the world can be a very filthy place sometimes. So if you're cool with that, and what my birthday is on the 15th of December. Interesting. Very interesting. So you're a Sagittarius, a young, up and coming Sagittarius. So pray tell, give me a heads up as to what the collaboration is going to be about. Because now I'm like, my brain is trying to figure out, okay, I'm doing a collab with a 17-year-old. Not saying it's a bad thing. Just want to make sure what it's going to be about if I fully agree. And are you saying your parents are cool because you're saying your parents are cool, or your parents are genuinely cool? Because I can sit down here and tell you my grandma says hi. She's not with us anymore, but she says hi. I mean, there's a truth to that because some people don't believe spirits exist, beyond. But you don't know if my grandma is alive or not. You don't know if my grandma's been sat here next to me all this time or not. Maybe my grandma saw Deadpool and Wolverine with my brother and I yesterday. You don't know that. But I'm telling you, my grandma says hi. The same way you're telling me your parents are cool with it. The question is, are you being truthful? That's the question. Team dog. Are you being truthful? Because then if that's the truth, then the next question is, are they okay with the collaboration you yourself have suggested? Something I would not do if I had known you were 17. Actually, no, I don't think I'd have done it anyway. I've noticed that when I go live, I tend to get very young people watching my stream. I clearly don't look 17. So I'm like, how is YouTube doing its algorithm? Like, I think this guy is doing a live on Deadpool. God damn it, I don't want people to think this movie's bad. I know I'm going to do. I'm going to throw it at the viewership of 17-year-olds. This way you think this thing's supposed to be, strong. Unless you lied on your YouTube account that you were older than 17, hence finding my page. I'm good either way. He reconfirms his parents are okay with it. It's only a few months away, indeed. I do have age restriction constants. Of course I do. Are you kidding me? It's on default. My even when I was doing this live, there's a button that is fixed on a default. This isn't for children. So what YouTube deems as children is up. These people, they worship this algorithm, God, deity. I clearly don't. So whatever the algorithm has been programmed to perceive as children, yeah. I remember when I was going live, that's one of the first options. It didn't even give me the option. Well, the option to change the name or title of the live was there, but it was quieter compared to the yes, this is for children, or no, this is not for children. In fact, like I said, it's default on no, it's not for children. So my page, any videos I upload, no, it's not for children. So I know about that. That's a YouTube thing, that. But he says he's telling the truth that his parents are okay with it. If that's the case, then cool. Give me a theme of what we're talking about first. And then collaboration. What we're doing. What's the collab about? We're not drawing together, are we? So what is the nature of the collaboration? Is it a podcast? Is it audio? Is it video? I need more information. Because I'm a father and I have a son almost your age as well. If he told me he was doing a collaboration with someone who is the same age as myself, I'd have to vet what the collaboration was about first. Like when my son and I were live streaming a while back, an Irish dude, I say that for a reason, was watching the stream And he asked, we were playing Fortnite, and he asked to join the lobby. I was like, yo, you're asking to join the lobby of myself and my son, meaning the rules we place on the lobby will apply to anyone who joins, meaning no cuss words. I don't cuss around my son. Maybe once or twice I'll be like, God damn, shit. But mother effer and unnecessary. He knows the words. I mean, he's watched Stranger Things already. So I was even telling him, saying, listen, we're not letting you watch Stranger Things so you can learn how to cuss. I find it strange that, some children cuss very easy, but can't say hi, good morning, good afternoon, can I have a glass of water in French, English, or Spanish in their, Western world, let alone Mandarin or Japanese. So I'm like, cuss words as a no no. You will hear it from strangers and from movies, doesn't mean you replicate it. You might slide with one or two if you tweak it here and there. Crap, whatever, cool. Poop, if you're funny with it, cool. But you come and drop an F bomb around me, we'll be having words. So dude joined the stream and he was like, "Oh, I'm struggling to hide the F." I said, "Hey, you asked to join my lobby and my son's lobby. I do not welcome anyone who is either the same age as me or older." And to then be like, "Well, I'm older than you, so I can cuss in your lobby." You can cuss all you want, but not in the presence of my son. That's just how I am. So I want to extend that same courtesy to you as well. But I don't know if your family is cool with you cussing, and I'm not saying anyone who allows their son or daughter to cuss at whatever age is a bad parent. Some parents are very cool. They're cooler than me to an extent. I watched a video today on YouTube where a son and mother were having a podcast show, and the son read a story that an 18-year-old girl was dating a 22-year-old guy, I think. Is it 22 or 20? I can't remember what age. Between 22 and 25. And the mother said, "Oh, there's nothing wrong with that." I was like, "Oh, snap. I thought she was going to flip her lid." And he was like, "You sure, mom?" She's like, "Yeah." I need to watch the video again. And he said he even finds that weird that he would come. He didn't said, "Okay, imagine me bringing an 18-year-old girl home saying she's my girlfriend. How would you feel about that?" She said, "That's fine." Then she admitted that she's dated a dude a lot older than 20 something. And she brought the dude home, and the family was cool with it. So that made sense based on that story. And she said she was okay with it. She's already done it. So yeah. Whereas some people are like, "Well, I've already done that, but I don't want my child to go through that." So I'm surprised she said yes. I was definitely very shocked for a woman to say her son is bringing home an 18-year-old girl. She was fine with that. So yeah, some parents, everybody's different, and I'm not out here to liaison or liaise with children because you don't know what's popping outside these days. What did you say, Constance? Marvel or DC audio podcasts or both? I think both. I don't mind. I don't mind. I don't. Yeah, I enjoy both. I don't have a preference like why I'm a Marvel guy over DC. They're all stories to me. They're all a form of entertainment to me. It just depends on the person who's telling a particular story at that particular time. If you said comics, no, oh my bad, you just said Marvel or DC. Okay, cool. So if you're talking about comics, I wouldn't know. If you're talking about movies and cartoons, then I'm there. Comics I've not read, and I've not read in terms of I've soaked in the stories, and I've memorized them. I'm more like the page turner guy. I'll turn a few pages, looks cool, few dialogue, yeah. But you show me the cartoon, I will soak it in. That's how I took in these stories growing up. So yeah, DC Marvel, I'm cool either way, as long as it's either the movies or cartoons, not the comics, on both sides. You asked me earlier about DC Marvel animation. DC wins any day, anytime. They have a bigger portfolio. They have a better portfolio. Marvel animation, they're just about starting now with the What If series. Those are cool. Those are cool, but they have a long way to go to catch up. And they have to be they're doing a careful thing with their stuff because they started their stuff with the live action. So then doing the animation, I think they're now being mindful of what they do because they could be like, oh, we do the whatever story you do, it has to carry over to the live action. So maybe they've put themselves in a tight corner, which they don't have to. Whereas with the DC stuff, when they were struggling to do movies after the first Man of Steel with Henry Cavill, I was like, you have comics already. And then you have your cartoons already. You have your Batman cartoons, the original series. You have your Superman cartoons, the original series. You have Supergirl character. You have a Justice League team from the comics. Then you have Justice League uh, animation series, and then Justice League Unlimited. How can you go wrong with your movies? So yeah, we can talk a lot about that if it's that. How can you go wrong with movies? And then directors always come in. Some directors, let me use my English language as best as I can. Some directors always come along and have this this vibe of, I want to tell my story like this. No, bro, nobody care about your story. Your vision is nice. Again, when I mentioned Guillermo del Toro, he has a particular aesthetic. When you mention Tim Burton, when you say these words or these names of directors, you already know their style. Christopher Nolan, you know it's going to be mind twizzler. It's going to be something's going to be different about the movie you're watching. Tarantino, first thing you go to is two things: gore and language, cuss words and lots of blood. So everyone has their style and aesthetics to when they're bringing these things to life on screen. But when you say you want to tell your own story in a particular way, and what if Superman is Chinese or is black or it's a woman instead of a man, or Kal-El Clark Kent is a twin? Stop it. Just stick to what works and improve on it. Can you email me? I don't know how to email you. You don't know how to email me. I'm confused. I just saw an email come through. Is that you then? Something about hi. Confirm that is you. I saw a little notification come through with an email saying hi. Was I on here for two hours and what? How long have I been on here? God damn. This movie really pissed me off. I've been sitting here for 2 hours. My backside is fine so far. I'm surprised it hasn't melted. Oh, there you go. Yeah, you got it right then. Okay, cool. Just making sure. Because I like to send emails of people who I don't know to the spam folder or trash can. So yes, that's you. Is it hi? Cool. So you have a YouTube page as well? Because I see you're saying your thing says team underscore dog owner. I don't know what the owner is about. Is that the full name? Or is the owner attributed to something else? Yeah, that's the one I saw. Hi. 2 highs. Just to make sure it's you and no one else. So which one are you a fan of then? Since you asked me earlier on, which one are you a fan of, DC or Marvel? I'm curious. Where do your loyalties lie? Team Dog, where do your loyalties lie? Team Dog, who is 17 and also a Sagittarius, born on the 15th of December. Where do your allegiance lie? Is it allegiances or where does your allegiance lie? I should have brought this phone closer to my face because I'm squinting to read this now. Or is it because I'm getting tired? Oh, gotcha. I gotta text you in your DM. What do you want to text me about, Constance, in my DM? What is so important that you have to do it now? Is it going to be a paragraph, Constance? We don't do too well with paragraphs. We keep it short, plain, and very simple, Constance. Is this message going to be a long, drawn out message, Constance? I'm still amazed YouTube found, god damn it, 17-year-old to watch my stream. I mean, I don't have a personal issue with it, to be honest. Especially like you said, your parents are cool, they're cool. Although my mind is racing, I'm like, this is 17-year-old watching right now. It just feels. I trust your parents are watching you. Even that one's like, I don't know. Although it's almost like the podcast I was watching today was like a precursor to what's going on now. Because I was like, it was cool to see this young boy and his mother doing the podcast together. It was really, really cool. Because they were talking about some really, I'm like, that is raunchy. Not over the top though, and not all raunchy stuff, but some of them were like, ooh, I don't think I'll do that with my mother. But that's I think it's cool to have that with a parent. All relationships with parents must be very different, unique enough where the child can feel open enough, but not too open where disrespect gets in the mix. But it was a cool page to see, and the mom was very involved. You know, some parents just look like they sat there because it's going to be good for ratings and algorithm viewership. No, but the mom was partaking in the conversation. I thought, oh, it's pretty nice. It's cool. And Team Dog has left the room. No problem. It was nice chatting with you. I think it's time I cut the live myself. Let me go and start looking for dinner. What time is it anyway? Will the time show on here? I don't think it will. I don't think it will. All right, then. Ladies and gentlemen, nice to meet you, Team Dog owner. Not everyone's doing this whole 2 accounts thing. One for gaming, one for regular stuff. Maybe I should do that with mine. No. I shall leave mine as it is. I'm enjoying it thus far. And to you all, I bid you good night. To those who shall watch this later, I thank you for your time and your viewership. This has been me talking at a lengthy, This has been a very, very long live about the Deadpool 2. Oh, whoa, that's how tired I am. I rephrase. Let me repeat myself. This has been a very long and entertaining, expressive live about the Deadpool 3 movie. I don't care how much that thing makes in the box office, man. I think it's going to make money because there aren't enough good movies out there to challenge this movie. I think that's the only reason this thing would make good money. Like if there was an Avengers movie that was coming out, I don't think Deadpool 3 would do real well. So they're lucky there aren't really powerful contenders out there. So if it makes good money at the box office, then it makes sense. And I'd have been like, I guess. But I don't think it should, man. If it makes $1 billion, I'd be surprised. I don't think it reached that, but some people are trying to project it might reach that. I don't think so. The dragons growl there. I don't think the mic caught that. But yeah. I wish I didn't see the movie. And if I didn't, I think I'd have been curious to want to know how it turned out. But it's cool anyway. You live and you learn. And I hope the future of movie making is going to improve. Because the next movie I do want to see is Alien Romulus. And now, after this, I don't know how that's going to go. They might spoil that. It might be really good. Because that's easy to mess up. And also easy to it's easy to mess up and easy to make really good. Yeah. And after that, I don't think there's any other movie I want to see this year except the Gladiator 2 movie. I'm not in a hurry to see that, so there's no expectation with that one. That one can't be bad. That one cannot be bad, and I will not be comparing that to the first movie either. Um, I saw Bad Boys 4 or 5. That was not good. That was not good at all. So far this year for me, in terms of new movies have come out, poor, very poor. Godzilla and Kong, poor. Maybe because I'm getting old. Maybe that's the maybe that's the problem. No, maybe not. Why am I? No, it's not a problem. It's not a problem. That's just a situation, and I can live with that. And thankfully, I've still got the old movies I can always go back to and watch. Total Recall, Commando, Predator, Eraser, Time Cop, RoboCop 1, Terminator 1 and 2, Last Action Hero, Rambo 1, 2, 3, Ninja Turtles. There's a lot of good movies to watch out there. Anyway, thank you for your time. Like I said, thank you for your viewership. Thank you for watching me rant on for 2 hours. I appreciate your time and your currency and your attention. I have been your one and only host, the Cosmic Jedi, signing out. Thank you for watching. Oh, we like that. There's a nice little growl there. Thank you for watching. And remember, Deadpool 3, aka Deadpool and Wolverine, is not a good movie. And the cameos do not make a good movie. Don't you forget that. Now, how do I end this live without looking like I'm looking for an end the live button? Is there an end the live button somewhere? Where are you? No, for real, how do you end it? Okay, there it is. Deuces.